面杯，
一件草，
请立字。
哈，骑马去。准备奏效。两杯。
面杯。
立定。
Scornita. Die Helse Queman.
你要在哪？
马骑。
漂亮。
弟弟，你好。
你的工作。
哟。
呀，
对呀。
Scornuti buit.
Defiant.
Na就吃饭。
Du bedarfst Wes?
Amuti, Defiant.
那很高兴。
寻找杨之都。Missing Ball.
牛毛分了，司令。
他很高兴。
Okay, now my microphone's going. Now I'm really concerned. Was my entire day yesterday of streaming. Well, did that have the microphone going? I did a Windows update just now, so that's probably what caused my microphone not to be desynced with OBS. But now I'm just really bit concerned. I'm going to restart this replay. Sorry about that. But I'm just a little bit too concerned right now. Sound this? Yep, that my audio was used today. Okay, good. So let's start over because I just now realized I had no microphone turned on. My apologies. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom left side as the blue Holy Roman Empire, we have Vortex. Spawn on the top right side as the yellow Chinese, we have VOD. And luckily, I caught the fact my microphone was muted or not properly synced with OBS very early on, because I got a decent way through the replay without it being properly being recorded in OBS or streamed in OBS. Let's see, Holy Roman Empire versus Chinese. Chinese have access to a lot of anti-light units, or not necessarily a lot, but primarily the Zunshnu is its unique unit. Effective versus, of course, spearmen and horsemen, though not exactly great versus horsemen. Just has a burst fire. Good versus lightly pierced armored units. We do got the Aachen Chapel from Cohen Field. Holy Roman Empire is going for Aachen Chapel, not for the unique blacksmith. The unique blacksmith could be very powerful for an early rush, especially with mana arms, seeing how powerful they are. But now we do got the Aachen Chapel on field, and he's immediately going for the stone deposit, so he's eyeing for a quick second town center. The Imperial Academy is being deployed down the field. No Vatican in the Sun just yet. The Imperial Academy being deployed out first will of course allow them to get out some Imperial officials without using the town center to queue them up, which is very handy indeed. Able to supervise and collect some tax revenue. Do not have a barracks deployed on the field. The scout does find some sheep with lead to glory. Looks like he ran out of sheep over here. Nope, he put the sheep next to Aachen Chapel, which makes sense. Aachen Chapel's in a good position there. Back, hard to harass. And now we have a big wave of villagers advancing forward. He may be eyeing to place the Vatican in the Sun somewhere. You could deploy it right around here to help deny this wood line, provide some pressure. We do have an outpost here, weirdly enough. Don't know how common an outpost rush for Chinese is. Not necessarily a rush either. But we do have 7 villagers here building outposts. He could upgrade the hand cannoneer slits, will help him deny this wood line. And these spearmen does inside of the outpost there, getting some extra arrows onto the scout, getting some minor damage there. And looks like he's going to be on the deploy the Vatican in the Sun to deny the Aachen Chapel. The Aachen Chapel is one of the most powerful landmarks in Feudal Age, the Feudal Age landmarks. And denying it with the Vatican in the Sun could be very powerful. His opponent needs to deploy out Blacksmith as soon as he can to get out Siege Engineers to get some battering rams to quickly deny the Vatican in the Sun. Vatican in the Sun can easily be overwhelmed by a single battering ram. It only has one hand cannoneer slit, and that does, what, 35 damage? 45 damage, which is nowhere near enough to overcome the pierced armor of a battering ram. So made me see a bit of wood collect up, as well as 300 wood, 1 for the barracks, 1 for the blacksmith there. Vatican Sun does go up. We do now the villagers. Are they going to stick around? I hear some multiple engagements here. Scout versus scout. Spearman advancing forward. He does not get any villagers kills there. So for all nothing, he may be a good idea. No, I was gonna say maybe back with the prelate out there, but he's still, Aachen Chapel still useful in inspiring these villagers to mine that gold faster for the church. After all, the church needs its gold. Villagers are backing off, probably a good idea. He may be eyeing for our outpost before falling back there to get some good vision into this area. And now do got a vast Bolgrave Palace. Does see a bit of fire there, does take out a villager with town center arrows. That's a pretty rare thing to say. But the Bulgrave, he does go for a fast castle into the Bulgrave Palace. And this does act as a ×4 barracks. So it may be a good idea to get out some men-at-arms or spearmen. Either be useful for Spartakinism. The problem is the hand cannoneers that punches armor quite easily, so you can't rely on the higher pierced armor of the man-at-arms. Got some forms from Plot and Field. Of course, he has to deploy away from Otkin Chapel. At the spearman advancing forward, does get some damage over there. No. Oh, we do have arrow slits free here. Very, very good. That'll report these spearmen, no problem. In the Bulgrave Palace, we'll go up. Looks like it's now behind to collect some of these forest doggos. Trying to collect them up. He's building the mill to grind those forest puppers into a thin red paste. Man-at-arms research can now deploy out on the field. And the exotic doggos getting some good bites there onto that spearman. He will get this outpost up and going. He's going to need that garrison immediately. Zinchnu getting some arrows in as well. And we've got a man-at-arms here now hacking part of the Zinchnu. He does get the man-at-arms research. Of course, with the fast ×4 production speed, he can get those upgrades really quick. And Yellow does have an outpost here and is being upgraded hand cannoneer slits. He has denied most of the Otkin Chapel, but he's still collecting gold at an incredibly high rate. Yellow does have... Wait. Oh, they're dropping a 14. It should be... Oh yeah, they have the increased carrying capacity, 40% more resources. Like, it doesn't have wheelbarrow, but you get free, more powerful wheelbarrow, barring the... Not necessarily more powerful wheelbarrow, but this wheelbarrow still also provides much needed movement speed, which is actually a bit more important part. Those has a lot of outposts here, including hand cannoneer slits. This is very strange. You still need to get out some, what's it called, a blacksmith out to get out some battering rams. He's going for mass Zinchnus against these very high pierce armor man-at-arms. He better not even need to go for pierce damage because at the current rate, he will only do 1 damage even with the upgrade. Yellow right now has a good reserve of gold, enough to age up. Needs more food. Man-at-arms push way forward. They can withstand a huge beating. Imperial doesn't have marching drills researched just yet. Nope. He does have marching drills. Does that blacksmith technology? I always forget. Yeah, that's a blacksmith technology. Trying to hack apart these Zinchnus. Zinchnus receive a bit of fire there. Needs perhaps to get inside this outpost. Does it get some damage there? It does have another outpost here. Has tri-outpost of hand cannoneer slits. He is getting some sporadic damage on these villagers. Blue has killed 4 villagers of Yellow. Yellow still does not have second town center. We got a big wave of Zinchnus being pulled off. He was going for mass Zinchnus. He hopefully has siege engineers to research. No, he does not. He still needs to get out a blacksmith for siege engineers, as well as perhaps getting some armor tech would be useful. Blue's now eyeing for a battering ram here that'll push through these outposts. These outposts could be upgraded with arrow slits. And Yellow is outpost crawling. And hand cannoneer slits on these outposts are quite effective. Yellow's not going for some pierce armor research to help him withstand town center arrows. Blue now has multiple battering rams out in the field. Zinchnus can do some serious damage versus the battering rams with that ×3 shot. They have to make sure there's no escorts though around them. Going for this outpost here. This one's not upgraded at the moment. We got a good number of man-at-arms pulled out on the field. Man-at-arms are getting some hits there against villagers. Yellow's now eyeing for his own battering ram. Just get a good volley there. Does cancel his battering ram. Doesn't like all these man-at-arms in this region. Does have some hand cannoneers, so provides some good fire support there. And now this battering tower is receiving quite a bit of fire. He won't be able to do that quickly, and losing these towers is very important because these are the only thing that's really effective against these man-at-arms. He will lose one. I'm not sure where his villagers may have went, if they're even still alive. He does have an outpost queued up here, but not currently active. I don't think it's the longer the game goes on, it's better looking for Blue. He not only has more villagers, but he of course has prelates to greatly improve their production. Yellow's now eyeing for more outposts. There's those villagers there, and eyeing for some banner rams. Probably here to heal up these main arms is a very good idea. Get some arrows there on this market. The man arms are charging forward, trying to torch down this outpost. He needs to let the outpost draws by some time for the battle ram. Battle rams come out complete. Outpost could be cancelled there. Got this battle ram gains big damage taking out. And a couple forcems all he needs to take out these battle rams. They do have bonus damage to siege. Relic gets filled with holes, making him extra holy. Now, the outpost isn't in range of these villagers, but just... Ooh. Yeah, and Mangonel's probably going to spell death. There is no counter he can against Mangonel's. Man arms charging him forward. He still needs marching drills. Two-handed blades from hurt as well. Probably be a little bit overkill, probably. Mangonel finds a volley there. Finds a good hit there on some of these Zinchnoos. Yellow has some banner rams here. Right, these villagers collecting with these forest puppers. We do not have these man arms charging forward. Does have the fortified outposts here. Horseman, single horseman does find the Mangonel, however. Very good. Zinchnoos need to still run around. More Zinchnoos being pulled on field. Battery rams now being torched down by the villagers, and he does save his Mangonel there with the repairs as well. The outpost arrows is 7 damage each. He may want to get a garrison with some wooden Zinchnoos. It'll provide much more firepower against these man-at-arms. Doing what? 4? Actually, no, he has Pierce Armor Resistors, though, to 1 damage each. Never mind, Zinchnoos alone will still be better. Two Mangonels go on field. It can easily take out this outpost, given enough time. Starting to hit these villagers there. He's actually hit the Mangonels. Mangonels pose a bigger threat at the moment. Yellow has 14 military units. Blue has 15. All of them man-at-arms. Has 2 Mangonels and has a counterweight trebuchet. Counterweight trebuchet will just spell doom to these outposts. Mangonels do some good damage versus outposts as well. They do bonus damage. So they do 36 damage per volley. So they do 108 damage per volley against buildings. Which is still pretty good. Villagers now trying to shank these horsemen. Does get one of the Mangonels killed, however. I'm taking out this trebuchet or tower there. Now it does have a particle of the sun here as well. And I think Yellow's momentum has ended, though he does have almost enough food to age up. He's been collecting up all these forest puppers. He may want to pull off on Zinchnu production, because even if he does age up, it's still not going to do any more damage with all the research. I suppose, but also because he can't pull out at the moment. He does have enough resources, and now we've got the astronomical clock tower pulled on the field. He's probably going to need some nest of bees, and maybe some palace guards would help out for time period, since he does not have access to has not researched bludgeons, nor does he research the two-handed weapons. Not bludgeons, heavy maces. The weapon's called bludgeon. Blue has stabilized, and he's in a great position right now. He has 70 villagers versus opponents 50. Yellow's also done a good job of collecting up the resources on the field. He has started to transition to granaries. And has Blue claimed any relics yet? No, Blue, even though he's been in Castle Age for a long time, he has not taken time to get relics out to capture up those relics. And now the auction chapel has been re-secured, able to collect all these resources quickly. He's going to collect those berries to get them out of the way to place on some farms. You may want to cancel off these handful of palisade walls there as well.
Das soll mich überleben.
And now Blue's going to be establishing the front line. Astronomical clock tower has been completed. We've got 2 clock tower nests of bees. Now we do have the bludgeon or blunt weapons research for these two man-at-arms, giving some extra bonus here versus heavy. Man-at-arms are pushing way forward. They're in a pretty tight formation for the nest of bees. Does get a great volley there, and the Zinchnews are here to hold the line. They still have 6 pierce armor. The Zinchnews only have 5 damage. And even they get... They simply will only do 1 damage per arrow, regardless what upgrades they get in this age. We got 2 Mangonels and the counter trebuchet now advancing forward. Got the 2 clock tower nest of bees as opposed to mass threat does to go ahead and use the scattered formation or staggered formation. Trebuchet pushing forward, got the nest of bees lining them up. Or not. Finds a massive volume of Zinchnews, taking out the majority of them. And he does not have a front line or an arm to pull back the man-at-arms. There goes the rest of Zinchnews. Literally. Fires with his clock tower nest of bees, gets a good volley there. Those are trying to come up to repair up these nest of bees, but they are not going to be useful. Mangonels finds some good shots there. Villagers just dying, and it's going to be the end of the game for yellow. Those tower rushes were not successful. Does take out some of these units. I don't think there's anything they can do to save the game. He does not have any significant production being pulled out, nor crossbowmen, nor does he have any significant production buildings here. And now these man-at-arms can take down, club some of these villagers. We do have a Lancer, which is a good item, but with these maces that they have, they will do bonus damage to the Lancer. And yellow goes back to the game now. This and great saying, "Thanks for watching," and on to next replay. Yep, interesting idea of doing a tower rush as Chinese, but it did not go well. He had no answer to the man-at-arms. Let's see, we did spot another good replay with him. One that was nearly an hour long. Just 7 seconds shy of an hour-long replay, so this should be a good one. French versus the Mullions. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the green French, we have Liquid Demu. Spawn on the top left side as the blue Mullions, we have Vortiax. Let's see now, French versus Mullions. Donzo. The French are going to pull out Royal Knights, that's pretty much going to come in. Usually their bread and butter is Royal Knight and Archer. Donzos will be very effective versus Royal Knights, and will at least have the throwing javelins help hit those archers, but they still receive some bonus damage in return. Of course, the Mullions can deploy out javelin throwers to engage those archers, and they do have higher damage than regular archers per hit. So I'm assuming Donzo javelin thrower is probably a good composition for the Mullion player versus the French. We have now the Monster Quarry now being pulled out on the field, and the School of Cavalry down here. Feudal Age is now complete, stable going on up. So he may be eyeing for some Sofa, or is he going for Warrior Scouts? He's going for immediately the Veteran Warriors, or the Warrior Scout for not Veteran Scout. You got the first Royal Knight now pulled on the field. The Scout, now Warrior Scout, now will spot it. One thing he could do is, if he gets Professional Scouts, be a bit expensive. Honestly, Professional Scouts is far too expensive for research. But if he gets out Professional Scouts, he could pick up these deer, and maybe even steal his opponent's deer. We do have 3 Warrior Scouts. He may be eyeing for some hit and runs against the Royal Knights. Royal Knights do have a movement speed of 1.62 tiles per second, while Warrior Scouts do have a movement speed of 1.75, so they can do hit and run, and with a high health regen, they can be very useful for that. Do not have archer range being put on field, like I mentioned beforehand. That's more or less a bread and butter. However, remember as well, warrior scouts do not have any bonus damage versus range like horsemen, nor do they have any inherent pierce armor, so archers are actually reasonable versus warrior scout. They're not hard counter, and you guys could say soft counter with the extra mobility to close on in, but not really either. Archer's more or less a soft counter to warrior scout return. Does get a good charge attack there with the Royal Knight. He may want to get the Townsend Garrison. No, he does not. Warrior Scouts advance 4-9 to keep his opponent in his base. Warrior Scouts only cost food, so they are pretty cheap. And do got our first set of veteran or hardened Donzo now being put on the field. Let's get some hits on these villagers. These Warrior Scouts received some damage. They're falling back, trying to get some good health regen. The health regen Warrior Scouts are quite absurd, though they were nerfed in the most recent patch, was still what, a month ago now? Not necessarily recent anymore. And something I always like to pose the question to people. Do you think professional scouts should be cheaper? 275 gold is far too expensive. Honestly, hear me out. I wish this thing was just automatic free in Dark Age. Because that could be quite a bit of an interesting way to sync if people could do more actions through Dark Age and start collecting gear. And does not get the kill there on that villager. 2 of the warrior scouts go down. All of them goes down. That is actually a big loss because you need that to continue to provide continuous pressure there. And that single villager did escape out of there. Where is she? There we go. She is right there. 1 health remaining. Looks like now Blue's going to be eyeing for defensive palisade walls, trying to prevent these Royal Knights from charging around. These guys could potentially find a good engagement. And seeing how exposed they are to the wall, no, he does not spot the walls being built there. That would have been a 3, perhaps more than just 2 kills, probably 3 or 4. Warrior Scout will spot this. I heard veteran or the hardened Donzo javelin throws. Yes, we do. And now he's getting some Sofas. Sofas are cheap, heavy cav. They have 2-2 armor initially. They have 16 damage, no charge attack in comparison to Royal Knights. They do have 20 attack for their sword, let alone the 30 damage for their charge attack with 3 damage with additional follow-ups. As opposed to just the 16 damage of the Sofas, so they're significantly weaker. But they are, of course, significantly cheaper. Royal Knights are 140, 100, and these are just 120, 60. So that's 180 versus 240. But even then, I don't think statistically they'll still probably be inferior. Hard to say though, on top of my head. But it does have a good number of hardened Donzo here to help really hit these knights. And plus with their javelin throwers, you can't, if you get spotted, they will throw some javelins, get some free damage on in. Oh, I heard some cows going down. He has built some cows. And it looks like green has gone for hack damage and hack pierce damage. Gone for damage, while blue just has his wood upgrade. Both of them have wheelbarrow. We do now have this Townsend going up. Gotta claim some of those forest puppers. Sofas and Warrior Scout haven't spotted there. Sofas, are they any faster? They do have increased movement speed right there. It says 1.73 thous, which is faster than Royal Knights. Royal Knight does have, of course, a bit of a charge speed, but does get fade away with the charge attack. These Sofas and Warrior Scout, they probably won't get much damage on in, but they can at least distract these Royal Knights from being attacked, which is just as good. Single Royal Knight advance forward. If I was scout nearby, it will be hard for him to spot. We'll try to find an opportunity on one of these villagers. Does get a hit, nothing too significant. The scout does hack that Sofa of 1 point of damage with his axe, or maybe something else. I thought it was a Sofa. Maybe it was a Warrior Scout. Right now, green has a good number of archers on the field as well. Sofas don't do any bonus damage versus archer. Oh no, this is bonus plus 2 damage versus infantry. That should affect them. Ranged infantry, they're classified. I always forget. Age Pirates 2, infantry and archers were different. While in this game, infantry and infantry is just one standard, just on your feet. Farmbia garrison not being deployed on the field. This is a landmark that allows them to deploy bannered armies, groups of 5 units at a time. entirely cost gold, but it gets reduced cost as well. Good damage there on one of those Royal Knights, as well as on the sofas. But overall, more damage on Green's forces. Where are those archers at the moment? Not sure where Green's archers are at the moment. Oh, there they are. I think they were garrisoning the town center themselves. Does have an outpost here. He does know about it. I see the torches. And now there's Castle Wage for the Mullion player. He's getting out some hardened or veteran research, veteran sofa research. Does get off one of the villagers there. We'll see a bit of damage there. Warrior Scout, of course, can heal himself up quite quickly. Sofas, not so much. So do you see the... no, that's the hardened Donzo. He canceled the veteran sofa, went for the veteran Donzo upgrade. Does get some damage there on the Royal Knights. Does get the javelin throw, takes out that Royal Knight there. Very good pick there, and does get it before Chivalry, so deny the health regen. You can't leave these wounded Royal Knights alone. They will heal themselves up. Archers do get a nice little pick there as well. Let's see now. We do have a Marksman plot field. Let's go and try to collect up some relics. Safe relic over here. This one is contestable, but pretty close to this town center. This one he should be able to grab, and this one. That's all the 3 relics he's probably going to get. Unlikely he'll get the other 2. Chivalry has been completed, so now these Royal Knights will get some good health regen. Do you see some javelin throws not being deployed in the field? He has a group of 5. They're from the Flambia garrison. Javelin throwers, here we go. They do have 10 damage per throw, so they do have inherently high damage, good versus the higher pierced armor of the Royal Knights. As well as they get plus 8 bonus damage versus range, so they should be very effective versus these archers. Spearmen are the little bit oddball of the group who don't receive any particular damage, but they still effective versus them. Their rate of fire is not that great. They have to put a 1.12 per second. Yes, it is. Same as crossbow. Sofas advance on 4 of the Warrior Scout for spotting. We got the imported armor for the veteran for the sofas. Giving him +2/+2 armor. 4 does go down. He does have 8 villagers here, so he should be able to quickly claim it up. I wonder if he access to survival techniques. Does get one of the villagers killed off there. He needs to fall back to the others. The import armor is not yet complete. I don't see a mill here to click on. There's one. And he does get the survival techniques, so he does collect up the food quicker. You got a good number of javelin throwers and hardened or veteran Donzo here. Green has not aged up yet, and he has almost enough gold for it. Almost enough, pretty far away from food actually. Does get a good kill there on the sofa with the large number of spearmen. Right now, the military force is in favor of Green. These sofas just need to fall back. They do have the imported armor now, giving them additional +2/+2 armor. Sorry about that, you may hear a leaf blower outside. Do not have these javelin throwers and Donzos advancing on forward. Annihilates that one villager there. Takes out another villager there as well. Takes out another villager there with the javelin throwers. Javelin throwers actually have really good range as well, 6 tower range. Regular archers have 5 tower range, and they do also have 4 inherent pierce armor as well. Spearman does get some good damage there. 5 remaining villagers to be collecting up for now. Going for the fortified outpost now. He did take time to repair up the outpost. Green has a larger force on the field, but it is of course lower quality. His opponent still has the age advantage. The French player still needs to collect up some more food, so this boar being denied has actually been a bit important. Javelin throws to get some good hits on these archers there. Does get a spear brace on one of those units. More spear advancing forward, trying to get some more hits there on these sofas. Doing some good job keeping the sofas away. Donzos, however, do have one inherent melee armor. Fortified outpost gains good damage there. Will take a bit of time to torch it down. Green, of course, his lower quality armory is still being a bit of a problem. Blue's now mixing in some regular archers, which is pretty good. Veteran archers, I should say. If Green has a market, you may want to take time to buy some food to get to the next age. Spearman advance forward, does get some good damage there. Sofas engage the Spearman and the Royal Knights. Veteran Dons has mostly been cleaned up, but not entirely. Green's archers focus on his opponents. Archers not hitting javelin throwers. Javelin throwers doing a good job of getting hits on those archers. Get some good kills there. Green will hold. Outpost still up and going. He's been firing arrows constantly. Almost takes out this sofa there. That sofa finally goes down there. Let's got some more of these sofas there. Blue's army's been battered and bruised. It's 16 to 17, so very equal numbers at the moment. Villagers can now. He has enough food to get to the next age. He's going to take time to repair up the outpost. And now I've got the Royal Institute. Villagers do get inside the fortified outpost there. Does get a good spear brace. And we'll take out the sofas no problem. He may get off another. Does not take out that last Donzo there. Green will hold on. He needs to get to the next age. He needs to get some research. He has a lot of gold here, which means he can perhaps get some powerful upgrades in the Royal Institute immediately, such as the Royal Bloodlines. He's going for immediate Veteran Royal Knight research. He can get the Royal Bloodlines there. Combine that with the Veteran Royal Knight, his max health would be 310 with his Knights. A significant amount. Now he's going to have multiple flanks there. These sofas do have 6 pierce armor at the moment, so these arrows will only do 1 damage each. Now got more pierce damage now being researched by the Malian player. Green's now eyeing to collect up some stone there. If he gets enough stone, he will be able to get a castle out to get the enlistment incentives, enlistment bonuses, to reduce the cost of his all military units by 25%, which is actually significant. May lose a couple more villagers here. Does take out one there. And does not get the other villager there. Another deer does go down. Villager does see some arrows there as well. We do not have a keep going on up. He's not having his military in this area. He's going to lose some of these villagers. The keep's not going down. Threat of going down. Does get some research up and going. Now starting to counterattack there. Hardened Spearmen and now the Veteran Royal Knights. Archer's getting some good damage on in. Focus on those Donzos. Trying to go with the keep right now. Green does have superior number of villagers. His opponent has mostly been focused on military production, not on an additional town center for additional villagers. He could get out some cattle farms to get out some more massive food production. He does have 2 mining camps here, providing a very good amount of gold. Villager may get focused down there. That'd be kill number 13 on the villagers. And this town center may go down. Now these military units are cheaper. And does not stop the boar from being collected. That boar still has 900 food left. It's a significant amount of food. Green's lacking a bit of military. A Mangonel probably would not hurt. Here's some relics being picked up. Blue has claimed 4 relics, so he's actually claimed 4 of the relics. I thought he was only going to get 3, but he has claimed 4. Green's now picking up 1. The monastery itself is going to be under siege, however. We do have another keep over here trying to stop the secret site from being captured off. Green could eye for some secret sites as well to get some extra gold generation. These farms, however, may be under fire relatively soon. At least the villagers on top of them. Green's now coming back to save them. Does lose a couple of villagers there. Without that second town center now, he will have the same villager production rate as his opponent, but he still has a superior number of villagers on the field. Trying to deny these farms. There's a very important gold mine there he could potentially harass. And now got some secret sites being captured by blue, giving some excellent gold generation. All these villagers are now may go down. This will be a massive loss. Green has not properly responded to there. He has 2 gold deposits back here, and there's no proper response there. That was a horrendous play there by Green. He's going to lose all these villagers. Spearmen, archers are advancing forward. Get some javelin throws there. They got some crossbows here as well, though they do bonus here versus these sofas. Or arbaletiers, I should say. Green and blue are now engaging. Blue's microing his javelin throws, focusing on these crossbows. Very, very good. Most of the spearmen have gone down, if not entirely. Got some Royal Knights still on the front line. All the Donzos here have gone down. I think it's called the last spear and Donzo going down now. Royal Knights still pushing way forward. Gains some good damage there. Does get a good charge attack there. And now looks like Green will pull out ahead, but it's not going to be a clean victory. Not to mention all the dead villagers. Speaking of which, we got more fights here. We got knight or man at arms here trying to engage these forces. Villagers being recast on the food line there. There's still quite a bit of force here. We do not see poison arrows deployed out just yet. Donzo's been immediately cleaned on up, though did get some good damage on those Royal Knights. A couple more Royal Knights do go down. The rest of these forces trying to pursue. More Sophus advance forward. Does get a good hit there. It looked like he got a stun shot there. Wait, can Sophus stun horse or knights? Because I saw what looked like a stun. And I don't think there was any Donzos to stun that knight there. Green's now eyeing to capture some sacred sites. Very nice. And lists of sentinels have been cancelled, going for Royal Bloodlines. He may be eyeing for mass production of Royal Knights.
Manuel Rassouli, belle œuvre.
Manuel Rassouli, belle œuvre.
Oyez, tout le monde.
They may need to deploy out another lumber camp over here. So a little bit, these lumber camps are a little too far away. Green's now eyeing for a big wave of stone walls, trying to secure this flank. You can eventually go for trade over here.
Acces Betzvos, compagnon.
And these Sophos did not advance forward, did not stop these stone walls from being built. And these stone walls have finally been ghosted there. Sophos now receiving a bit of crossbow fire. A couple of them do go down. Royal Knights charging forward, trying to get some good damage on in. The Royal Bloodline is not complete. Now these Royal Knights have up to 310 maximum health. Got a good number of counterweight trebuchets on the field. But he maybe... no, he has a good amount of army on the field. Blue right now has an army of 63 versus opponent's 41. He's going for more Royal Knights and Arbaletiers. green sacred site has been captured. The central one has been captured by blue. Now Trebuchet is eyeing the barrage down the outpost, annihilating in one volley. Sofas here. Got a good number of forces here to get some good damage there on the Sofas that advance forward. A good number of Arbiteers. Arbiteers can use their passives to get them a passive +1 range. And now do have another stable going up on the field. You may want to eye for some horsemen. I think that's horseman research there. Big engagement here. Good number of attacks there. Spearman half close the line. We're seeing a bit of damage there. Donzo and Spearman on the mix. Sofas receiving a lot of fire from these horses. Does one pass there, giving them +5 or ranged armor +1 tile range. Let's take out 2 of those trebuchets there. The rest of these archers and crossbows are falling back. Green still has a slight villager lead, even though it's lost a significant number of villagers. And now this Oro Knight will go down as well. Blue's eyeing for his own keep. Trebuchet engaging Green's keep still.
Attendez les commandements.
The more he starts collecting up these trees, the more of a hole he will create here. So these trees are basically all gone. He's actually needs to start eyeing to secure some more tree deposits. Right here is an important tree deposit he needs to collect. That's his last big one. Blue's 3 tree deposits are right here, here, and here. Though he's basically completely consumed one of them. Blue's advanced forward of a sizable army there with Mangonel support. Does have one relic inside of this monastery. We've seen a bit of fire from the castle, or the keep. Now we do have a Mangonel emplacement going up. He has collected one of these gold deposits. This one is almost halfway collected, so this gold deposit could be contestable by both players, and this one. This one could be relatively safe, secure for Green if he gets the air control, of course. Mangonel does find some random hits there. Got quite a bit of choke points here. No boiling oil to help out these ground forces. One that spring ball in place there. Archer just firing away, but there's been a number of a lot of heavier Maulian forces here. Mangonel finds good hits there on the Arbiteers. Well, it looks like the large number of Sofas is starting to go on down. Good hit there on the Archers and Arbiteers. These guys are still in a really bad position there. A large number of these guys are just dancing around quite a bit. So they're slowly being ground down due to the choke points. So he has a good number of Archers here. I don't think they have poison arrows yet. No, it doesn't appear to be. And now they got Secret Sight victory for Blue. That could be stopped as the couple of Sacred Sites are not very well secured. Keep received quite a bit of abuse now. Another trebuchet being pulled on the field. This keeps starting to be repaired on up. Keep receiving quite a bit of fire there. We do have another keeping pulled up by Green by 2 villagers. That will take a bit of time. There are their additional workers.
Attendez les commandements, madame.
More rocks are hitting the keep now. I hear an attack beacon. Ooh, looks like the last of the stones are being cleaned on up, down to 10. He will kill off one of those villagers there, and there's the last stone. And these villagers will go ahead and try to save their lives and run away, but they will probably fail. Let's run on stone right there. Over here, these forces are trying to go on for a bit of a harassment there, but those palisade walls will stop him. Mill now receiving a bit of fire there. Trebuchet hits there under the keep. Get some arrow fire over here. Yep. Looks like these Royal Knights and Horsemen try to go on forward. Does see good damage there. One of the Royal Knights do go down. Horsemen have 5 pierce on one, while the Keep does, of course, have 14 attack. No longer has the reduced costs around that keep. He still has this keep, and he's building for some more infrastructure over here. That stable does go on down. And looks like Blue is eyeing for a keep over here, but of course he will not be able to pull it there. Horsemen, good number of horsemen here, small number of Royal Knights. Villagers could be spotted and overwhelmed. Green still has a superior number of villagers. He still only has 1 town center, so Blue may have been failing to produce additional villagers. Bagnall rolls a volley there, but rolls a miss, and mostly more damage in the green as he starts running away. Do we see... We do not see cattle farms here. And these villagers will charge forward, will find the keep there, and will get annihilated.
Honor est d'obéir.
Do not have the military academies being researched by Green. Blue also has a Sacred Site victory, and he's been maintaining good gold collection rate. He started cleaning up some of these other gold deposits. He does, of course, have access to 2 mining pits. Well, I think a 3rd one somewhere. Because right now his max is 3, if I remember correctly. Monster Quarry is still providing gold, not stone. Now I got Siege over here as well. Trying to take out some of these keeps. We've got a very large army here. Green does have a superior number of force, but it's mostly Knights and Horsemen and Arbaletiers, which is a good army. And over here we do have 54 Donzos. Bagnall finds a good hit there on the Horsemen. Arbaletiers gains support against as much damage as he can. Not really getting some archers into the mix as well. Boys on pass now. And those passes not been all that great. Good javelin throws hit there on these forces. Archers raining on in. Green's trying to overrun, does signal Bagnall there. Very, very important. Doesn't go a bit too close to Blue's keep over there. Trying to overrun these trebuchets once more, but listen, all of Green's cavalry has gone down, so there's a good number of archers here in the field. He does have Gamberson's research, giving some extra melee armor. Fresh Bagnall gets a good hit there on these Arbaletiers. Now most of his Donzos here, so he needs very archers for that, though Donzos... Oh, good hit there. Donzos, of course, with their lower pierce or hack damage, their damage is quite minimal versus these Arbaletiers. They only have 11 attack, and these Arbaletiers do have 7 hack armor. Horsemen and Royal Knights facing on forward. And they, of course, get Horsemen back there. More Royal Knights on the field, Arbaletiers, and there's still a couple archers in the mix as well. Looks like Blue's being forced to fall back. The increased production rate was a little bit too much for Blue. Bagnall finds some good hits on these forces. Unable to get any additional forces here. Moving over towards the keep is probably a good idea, but it does go down either way. Royal Knights maybe eyeing for a counterattack, though a good number of them are severely wounded. Maybe just trying to fall back, get some healing. Maybe try the Sacred Site here would be a good idea. So still got 40 minutes left. Oh, I suppose this Sacred Site's being decaptured, so it's paused at 4 minutes, 23 seconds. Royal Knight goes down. This ground force can get easily overwhelmed by Green. It does stop the Sacred Site from being decaptured. Does pull out some passes there. That does not slow down his opponent. Maybe he's trying to do that to quickly dodge some arrows. I don't know how quickly the pierce armor goes up, if it's instantaneous or does it take a second. Green is now pulled out some banner rams, very nice. Banner's pushing forward, we'll see quite a bit of the keep fire there. Second side has been decaptured as well. That will reset the countdown. That's going to try to destroy this keep there. Throw some torches in. Does have 5 inherent fire armor. Donzos and Javelin throws advance forward against a good damage there on these horsemen. But these battery rams should be able to take out that keep no problem. Royal Knights try to advance it forward, but of course there's another keep here. More battery rams now being deployed on out the field. Currently, the French has 4 battery rams, so 1 more on the way. Let's see, this gold deposit here has been fully claimed. What does green have? We need to start eyeing what the gold deposit looks like on the field. We still got this 8,000 gold deposit here. The French player needs to start eyeing to capture it. These Royal Knights have received quite a bit of healing there, but they so far are full health, barring 1. It's hard to say who actually won this fight. There's a lot of wounded there, but the charge attack could be very useful. He's in general move order, so he does actually get hit and not fighting. If you can throw them inside this outpost, that's probably a good place to store them away for the time being. But right now, green needs to eye for another gold deposit. He has only a single relic's worth of gold income, I believe. Where's that monastery? It was over here, right? There it is. Over here, a good number of battery rams advance forward. The villagers could help torch them down, and there's of course an entire army there. These battery rams will not be successful. Green has a sizable army right here. A lot of horsemen there since he is low on gold. And it looks like green's eyeing for the stone deposit untouched. He's going to rapidly clean up that stone. He may be eyeing to collect up stone to get out a keep over here. Second side has been catch up by green. That will give him a significant more amount of gold income. It's 125 gold per minute. So that will more than double his current gold income. Batteries moving around. Blue's doing a good job cleaning up this gold. Most have been collecting all this gold for the Fombia garrison. Do stuff at cheaper rate, and also only cost gold. Second side here being captured up by green as well. Very, very nice. Even the monkey is good healing there. Horseman gets some damage there. Some spearmen here to mix in as well. Keep receiving more fire from the trebuchet there. Battery is trying to push them forward. Will get torched down. Overall, blue has a larger force in the field, and I think his force is a little bit better at the moment. Fair Maginot shots there, rolls 2 pretty sizable misses there. Green does collect up all that stone. He may be eyeing for a keep somewhere over here. Though some of these villagers are a little bit idle, they're now being recast. And green's eyeing to pull out keep, does pull out keep there next to blue's keep. Blue does cancel blue's his keep there. And now he does have a gold deposit secure at the moment. And that gold deposit is 8,000 gold. That can last the French player a bit of time, and at least enough time to buy perhaps a trade route at least. Overall, blue does a significant larger military on the field. Green's down to a very small force, and some more spearmen, more horsemen. He needs more high quality units. And looks like blue's going to just harass this point there with another keep. We've also denied a trade post, but green could try and eye for this trade post here. Fort of the Huntress now being pulled on the field by the Malian player. All these villagers will go down by a bunch of javelins. Fort of the Huntress. Let's take a quick look at that. I don't remember that one on top of my head. Axe of Keep. Infantry units under nearby the landmark enter stealth for 30 seconds. Mustafadi warriors and Mustafadi gunners gain first strike, dealing more damage when they break stealth as an attack. So they gain additional effect for stealth. Green's going to look past losing these villagers, trying to collect from farms. These farms are being burned. Has a couple of Mangonels in the backline as well. and still has one of these secret sites there. Green does. And some of these villagers are receiving a bit of fire from the keep, but mostly sprinkled fire. A large number of these farms are being burned down. Green does have a good amount of wood here to work with to get those farms in place. And now there's Imperial Age for the Malians. And now got the Red Palace being deployed on the field, a very powerful defensive landmark being deployed out right here. It's going to be pretty close to the Fortress of the Huntress. Fortress Huntress do not gain any additional attack benefits. It looks like a completely standard keep when it comes to combat. Blues and army not getting surrounded, but can't get to the Mangonels. Annihilates a bit of group of archers there. Everything else is the farms beneath their feet. Blue's in a good position there, but I think Blue will crack, but he is going to make his opponent pay for it. Mangonel's still firing away. Trying for this little target there. Does get a couple more kills there. And now we've got the Red Palace now deployed on the field. Blue's army will be cleaned up, but the majority of these farms have been pillaged. And right now, Green has basically no food reserve. Has plenty of wood to work with. I think he pushed forward all his villagers before to get that Red Palace up and going. Red Palace Arbalest emplacements do have 10 tower range, which is farther than the regular air range of 8. They do also have a damage of 62 and its range, so it does affect by pierce armor, but it does also mean they're not doing 1 damage each versus that landmark. Trebuchet now hitting the Red Palace. Let's see, Green's trying to replace his farms. He may want to get a line of palisade walls just to protect this flank. Gold deposit collecting up a pretty good rate there. Do not have the elite Sophos advanced forward. They have currently 8 armor. Not enough room for all these villagers. Someone drew the short straw and dies. And there's actually some of these lumber guys now getting hit as well. So Green will lose a significant number of villagers. And they still both have 1 town center production, so losing these villagers is actually very important. Red Palace now seems some fire there. We do now have a cannon deployed on the field. There's a unique variant of the Bombard. Does get a good amount of damage. Has 10 tower range. Let's see, anything what's special about it? I don't know what's unique about the cannon compared to regular Bombard. I don't know exactly, but I think it's overall just slightly stronger in all aspects. Let's watch the surface there. The Red Palace has gone down. It does not remove the Arbalest emplacements on all the other keeps and town centers, so still provides some benefit to all of the keeps and town centers. Do not have incendiary arrow spring research. Oh, sorry, I just saw your Rumble comment. Not sure when it came in. Thank you. I'm just very analytical. We've got 16 villagers here, so one of them will draw the short straw this time. Maybe a bit more. He's not responding all too well. Oh, a good number of them damage. And yep, this guy drew the short straw. And these two, they weren't with their buddies. They got left behind. That's okay. Looks like Blue's running out of wood deposits. He's not cleaning up this one here, pretty far forward, and this one's the big one. Going for these small wood deposits. Let's keep an outpost still here. Sophos trying for another attack. And this gold deposit is almost cleaned up as well. The Malians do have a massive amount of passive gold generation they have access to with all their mining pits, but now the Columbia garrison is going to be a lot less useful since he has to rely on other sources of food, or resources I should say, not food. He may want to dig out some cattle farms now. Archer, Spearman, and Arbalest right there. Bombard does get a hit there. The splash damage was actually very negligible. Cannon finds another hit there. It doesn't really have good AoE damage, looks like. Keep does go ahead and go on down. Very large number of trebuchets here. Horsemen do find a good flank there, trying to overrun these trebuchets. Because taking out these keeps is what the primary economic benefits the French has, is the enlistment incentives. Oh, they just named the upgrade. the reduced production cost. Let's got all the trebuchets there. We've got Arbalest, Evasive, 4 with some archers here. He does have incendiary arrows, giving a sizable amount of damage increase. Give the Arbalest up to 31 damage per arrow against heavies. Barring the minus 8 pierce armor there. Gets good hits there on these sofas. Arbalest. So there, Donzos have currently 14 attack. The Arbaletiers have 9 armor, so those spears would do only minimal damage against them. Bombard received massive amounts of damage there, has 3 health. Going to try to roll it away, and looks like he may save it. Best get a villager over there, repair it up as soon as he can. As it's a very, very expensive unit. It was 1,000 resources, something absurd. Research workshop, 900. Close enough. At this point in time, some Revolpins probably wouldn't be hurt. Half bad. They have a bit short range though, but they have good damage. And his bonus not going on anything that's anti-siege. Elite Sofas do not gain bonus damage versus siege, only damage versus infantry. Warrior Scouts, when they're fully upgraded, do get bonus damage versus siege. Actually, even regular Warrior Scouts does. It's the Archers, when they get to veteran Warrior Scouts, where they get anti-ranged bonus damage. Cannon has been repaired. So this keep here, he may want to continue production in this region. And this keep has gone down, so no more reduced production, but you may be forced to spend over here because you need as much production as you can. Gotta keep over here still, and this gold deposit is being cleaned up quite quickly. He needs there's the trade markets there. He needs to invest what remaining gold and wood he has into trade caravans. Blue is eyeing for the same as well, but starting to get hit. He can pull up some toll outposts to get a little bit extra gold generation. Does some research for the French. And these horsemen find some great kills here on Blue's villagers. Green, however, is losing a lot of villagers himself. He's down to 86. He still has only 1 town center on the field. Blue has 103 villagers now. It was not an ideal amount, but significantly better than his opponent. Donzo's getting some great damage there on these horsemen now. They will quickly kill off those horsemen, no problem. We got Green's army advancing forward with the cannon. And Blue has maintaining good capturing of these sacred sites. They are giving some more passive gold generation. Let's see. Right now, Blue has 100 or 800 gold generation from all of his sources. He also gained some trade caravans on the field. He better get some toll outposts, get some taxable revenue. That's some good damage there. And I've got all the sacred sites captured by Blue once again. Taking on none of these villagers, Blue or Green cannot be affording to lose these villagers. Very, very good. Green just need to get on some basic palisade walls, help secure that up. So we also got good number of trade markets here. He's actually eyeing a trade over here, which, even though he has a keep over here, this is interesting. This will make it so that he can keep his army in one area and harass his opponent's trade in the same area. It's risky, but there's some good benefits to it. Make it so he can task in one part of the map and not be harassed by the other part on the other part of the map. It may still be better just go to the other side of the map currently, but does get some good damage by his archers and by his Arbaletiers. Arbaletiers, I believe, have the increased attack speed as well. Yeah, they're 1.75 attack speed. So they do some good general damage even against these Donzos and villagers. We do not have textiles research, so these villagers still have minimal damage. Getting some hits on kills on these trade as well. And this is valuable gold that he's denying from his opponent. Horsemen find a bad engagement there. Sofos and Donzos trying to gauge this region over here. Got a good number of javelin throwers against good damage on these Arbaletiers. Horsemen now trying over on these javelin throwers. These forces are stutter stepping away. Does a mix of archer and Arbaletiers. flamethrowers are slowly going down. Horsemen do bonusing javelin throwers since they're ranged infantry. Or just ranged in general. That's what horseman's bonus damage goes to. Ranged. Can be ranged mounted as well. And a good number of these traders are starting going down. Does have some additional research to make those traders a little bit better. I think you really should know. I just recast them over here. It's too dangerous in this route. They got the stone walls going up. That'd be good defensive position there for blue. You can station some troops on top as well. Yeah, green needs to now retask his traders over there. Lost too many traders. He has a little wood as well. He needs to start cleaning up more trees, and he's actually running out. He's going to repair up the Red Palace and try to clean the trees next to it. But he may not actually have enough stone or wood for the Red Palace there. Because the landmark does get repaired by wood, but did actually have barely enough wood for it. Decided to garrison the Red Palace there. And he is out damaging the repairs. Very, very nice. And due to the fact that the Red Palace use arbalists emplacements instead of arrows, it would do a lot of damage output against everything, including battering rams. Even upgraded battering rams can take a bit of a beating. And now the Fortress of the Huntress will go down. Blue has a massive amount of gold generation compared to his opponent at the moment. Thanks also mining pits as well. Let's see if I can show you one. Yep, here we go. So probably could put something a little bit more there. Right now it's 102 gold per minute. 102 gold per minute. So that's been constant gold production there. And Blue's been maintaining good control of the secret sites there, getting some extra gold generation. His horsemen may want to get inside this. No, they're trying to decap the secret sites, so that's why they're not pushing it forward. See some javelins there. He may, nope, can't get that one decaptured. The other secret sites have nearby keeps on top of them. So he could actually use battering rams to decapture the point and attack them at the same time. Secret site has been decaptured there, that's all he cares about. You get the Red Tower garrison with anything there and will annihilate everything nearby. It has an incredibly high attack speed of 1.5 per second, which actually is absurd. These units are going to get disintegrated by the Red Palace. It does lose a couple villagers there. It does use the passive as well, but look at their retreat. You can see these guys just disintegrating to the Red Palace. The Red Palace arbalist emplacement either needs to be toned down a little bit. 1.5 per second attack speed is way too much. I don't mention it doesn't play any sound effects as well. If it plays a crossbow sound effect and does crossbow damage, that'll make it a bit more reasonable in my opinion. Keep the rage though. Let's go ahead and get some good damage over here. Then you can also make it so that that's to replace all the arrows for all your keeps and towns, just use arbalists then instead. By the way, Blue's advancing forward with a large number of villagers. He has a cannon here, getting some bombard damage. Where are these villagers going? They're just eyeing for this wood deposit. Small wood deposit. This wood deposit here has still not been touched much by Blue. That bombard tower cannon here does save the bombard. See the bombard, let's see, does 400, 410, 410. The royal cannon does 500, 500 bonus damage. That's my brief comparison I can get. Before it went down. You know as well, the Red Palace also has 10 tower range, the same range as bombards. You have to use trebuchets against the Red Palace. You cannot use bombards or battering rams. Because if you look, the cannon's pierce armor is 30. I think, and the arbalist emplacement does 62 damage, 63 damage, 62. So that will even do 32 damage per bolt against bombards and rip them apart in no time. Horseman does find a potential engagement on these traders, very nice. He has not getting any toll outposts there, they can at least get some taxes going. More of these traders are starting going down, very, very good. Right now, Blue needs to pull out more defensive, perhaps a line of palisade walls, maybe some more Donzo just to garrison for this region. You take a quick look at research as well. Mali has not selected a single research of horticulture, just food research, which means he's going to be collecting food at an incredibly abysmal rate, including cattle and including any cattle farms. Those are all effective. He really should be eyeing that. Like, that is... He's low on food. He needs at least a basic one. That will help him out. It's dirt cheap at this point in time in the game. It's also pretty cheap even when you first can get it. Skyrim's pushing forward, trying to get some good hits on the keep. Does set up delays. Malian player does have a bit of stone to work with. So more traders here. I think it's solely eyeing gold-based economy. Moskir has not gotten Tideborn yet either. It will provide him a decent amount of other resources, including the wood he's actually lacking. Nothing too significant, but more than just nothing. I mean, 4 relics, that's 120 wood and stone per minute. That's pretty good. And he does need the stone there for repairs now. The Red Palace has been set up ablaze, trying to be repaired up now. Trebuchet, one more shot and should take out the Red Palace. This trade line still exposed. Blue needs to perhaps get it resecured. How's Green's trade line? Not active. That is a bit of a problem. A really, really big problem. Yes, looks like at least 23, or approximately 23 traders not active, and he's had no gold income because of it. This could potentially lose the French player of the game. He's building more horsemen. Oh, I think that's why, because the trade post is still camped by this keep here. That's why. That's why he really needs to take out this keep as soon as he can. Throwing all these horsemen is definitely worth it. But now I've got this massive force here. He does have the arbalest emplacement and the basic arrow from the town center. I want to say, leave the villagers behind. Don't kill the villagers. He needs to run back home immediately. There's a massive army in his doorstep. He does have enough resources to plow a good number of horsemen and archers, which he should do. Archers and a good number of arbaletiers advancing on forward. Now some villagers are getting hit. It's quickly hurting him. Let's take all those villagers there. There's still another keep there. Needs those horsemen back home. Skip the keep. Try to let the battering rams do the work. Let's get some quick damage there. So unfortunately on some of these farms, his horsemen, those are traitors. He needs to let the batterers take on that keep. Not use the horsemen, he needs that army back here. Council is firing away the best he can. Does have 8 damage per arrow. Does only have, of course, the 3 pierce armor. But now the primary council has spent set ablaze. He's down quite a bit of villagers. The traitor line has been rerouted a little bit, but still very vulnerable. I think he's going straight for the landmark. He's not trying to hit the traders. He's going for the kill, and Green does back with the game now. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. As the last replay I can get from him. All of these from the previous patch. Is this hidden? Yes it is, and hidden. What about the other one? Does not appear to be, and I know as well that his primary is technically this. But that one may not actually be... Yep. Maybe just some sort of dead account. We got a handful of replays there, but they're all from last week. Which means I already perused them. Here we go. Custom games. This should work. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another HBARS 4 replay. Spawn on top right side as the Red English, we have WOM01. Spawn on the left side as the Cyan Abbasid Dynasty, we have PTA. Let's see now. English versus Abbasid Dynasty. English, of course, has access to the longbows and the Vanguard and early man-at-arms, while his opponent have access to camels and the Golem. Generally, the Golem is more of an anti-light unit, and his opponent, English man-at-arms, are the heaviest armored man-at-arms in the game. And not to mention the fact that it's really hard to deal with feudal age man-at-arms. So, if the English player masks out feudal age man-at-arms, it can be incredibly deadly. Do not have the Abbey of Kings being put on the field, a little bit uncommon. We got the Economic Wing over here, very common. Abbey King's course does allow him to pull out a king and get some good health regen early on. Got yourself a nice mobile medic. Useful for your horsemen and for anything in general. Scout here may receive some additional arrow fire, does not, does have some sheep here. Needs to lead them to victory back home to people's stomachs. Now got the Abbey Kings now on the field and the Economic Wing completed. He does immediately go for the Fertile Crescent, reducing the cost of economic buildings and housing. Nice little cheap upgrade early on to make stuff a little bit cheaper. Going for some regular spearmen. Of course, got the king here. He did spot out the Abbey King, so he's going to get some defensive spearmen to stab the king. Now I've got the king now pulled on field, making his advance. The king has more health than, say, a early knight, and a bit less armor, and a little less attack. He's not exactly a very powerful combat unit, but he does have some other benefits. The king has now moved right there. Cyan's bring back the sheeple. A good number of berries collected on the field, and Cyan's eyeing for a second town center with stone being collected on up. Red is now pulling out his own town center there in the middle of all these forest puppers. Howdy. Knight now advances forward, does not get stabbed by a bunch of angry people with pointy sticks. They are the hardened spearmen research as well. I think he just got that as well. And the king is not going to have a really good time in this region. His scout has moved up here. King is trying to find an opportunity to go on in. I wonder, how's the spotting range of the king? Not good. So, same radius as a knight or Keshik. Nope, I hear Exotic Doggo getting some bites over here. There it is. The king's now falling back, does get some damage onto him, does heal himself up. And the wolf is getting some good bites, gnawing on the shoulder of that villager. He actually may go down, he's not paying attention. If he gets a couple of these guys inside the town center, and... Oh! Wait. No, he did go down. He did lose a villager there to that wolf. It actually does count as a villager kill for his opponent. I don't think I saw him kill a villager yet this game. So one villager lost foolishly by the English.
أنا فرح.
We got a second town center deployed out right here.
لدي مهمة.
Now I do have a scout and the king advancing forward trying to find some harassment.
Andente مرحبا. إشال ليديا. جاهزون للعمل.
Third town center going on up for Cyan. Very nice. This will help him push his village count much higher. Red maybe eyeing for the not Abbey of Kings, the Palace of Kings, in order to get his own third town center up and going. A little bit passive right there, so I just want to fast forward a little bit. You know how the fresh food stuff's not being put on field.
Felicita for actors.
Does find a volley there on that scout there. Now get these spearmen advancing forward for some odd reason. We do have these bears being collected here, and the king will find opportunity here. Him and his girlfriend will get some attacks on in. Now they're going to try to shank the king. They do actually fully encircle the king there, preventing him from escaping. Does kill off the village there. And he just may need to run away. The spearmen are far out of position. He does decide to fall back there. And thanks to the health regen aura, he's able to patch himself up and his girlfriend quite quickly. I suppose the scout itself has good health regen. And now got the king's palace ball on the field. So soon to be 3 town centers versus 3 town centers, but of course the English has the next age. One villager kill for both players, technically. Zalak Dago does go down there. And does find a good charge attack there. And does not take out that village there. I think the scout blocked his movement. So now I'll be falling him back. We do have additional spearmen now on the field. Mill's gone on up, giving some extra capacity on these berries. Now here comes the king coming in once again. There was a spear brace there, does avoid it. He's trying to find that wounded villager, but I think that, oh, there was a wounded village there. And now we got the next age military wing on the build queue as well, which will give him a pair of free camels. And does get another little villager kill there. Very, very nice. And now got a big wave of nice people on the field. These free camels can be very useful very soon. And the King's Palace does get deployed on the front line there. And Red's now eyeing to protect his flank with some palisade walls. This map does have access to trade posts, but they're not in convenient locations for maximum trade. Red's a little bit more convenient since it can place a bit more diagonal go this way here. But Blue Cyan's actually more central, making it even worse for trade for him, if he ever wants to go for trade. The king and the scout is trying to fall him back. Looks like I'm going to try to engage. Gets good damage there. Does take out the scout there. There goes his girlfriend. Is good at spotting stuff for him. Got these knights now once again charging this region over here. There's a couple spearmen here. They could be focused down by these knights. And they will get charged there, taking out one villager immediately. They will focus on these spearmen there. This knight need to fall back. He can fall back to the abbey to get some healing. Or to the king himself. Get some arrow fire there on the king. The king only has 3 pierce on the moment. These knights do have 4. And now I got these camels deployed on the field. They do bonus damage versus cavalry.
Obeisance is Ane Athu.
Over here, the knights are advancing forward. They will find some spearmen here. They will focus them quickly, though they will have damage debuff here. Apparently the king doesn't get any minus damage there from the camel's minus aura, the camel unease trait. Because it says +0, while the other ones do get like the plus, like -5. Maybe that's just a graphical bug. Let's get a good attack there. Get some good slices on them. A couple of villagers do go down. There's a good number of wounded knights here, so we may just want to fall back to the abbey, get some healing. This knight definitely needs to fall back. Camels are a little bit slow. They do have 1.62 tile movement speed, similar to knights. There's some more camels on the field. It's eight camels on the field, 8 more on the queue. And get some great health regen there. Let's get a charge attack there on the spearman. No spear brace there. Turn around, starting to engage. Some of these knights are starting to go down. A large number of them are actually quite wounded. And the abbey's right here. He needs to perhaps stay back, get some health regen. These knights are being too aggressive, advancing forward. I think the aggressive stance is being a bit of a problem for him. Let's take out one of those knights there. It's a good health regen in this area. King's Palace starting to fire away with arrows. Another scout does go get deployed and goes down. Now I got the villager archers now engaging on in as well, trying to help deal with these archers. Looks like I got a bit of no armor there on the camels. And the king does go down. He still has access to health regen aura with the abbey. Now the rest of these spearmen are being pursued. Red has small military force in the field, gain another king and more knights. At this point in time, generally I find Absent Dynasty's general weakness is they don't have any solid way to deal with, or unique way to deal with mana arms. So mana arms will be a good transition, especially the fact that English can get some heavier mana arms with the armor-clad research. He may want to stick by the abbey there to get some good health regen. Does get a good charge attack there. These camels being thrown away. They are expensive. They are 160, 30, 30. Which will make it that they will be, what, 2,200? Knights are, of course, 24, not 2,200. 220. Knights, of course, are 240. Here now the veteran longbow being researched. Very nice. That's helping engage those spearmen. Over here, looks like he's trying to build a monastery. We'll find some camel hits there. He's going to stand and fire with these villagers there. There's some palisade walls there as well. Vaughn gets out some. Well, he has no research right here. Cyan has a good amount of research coming on out, including economic research. Red has 2 farming, 1 lumber. Jack does get a monastery on the field, eyeing for some. Well, not yet a monk yet to claim with the relic. Trying to torch down this wall there. Red has a good large number of knights here, which could find this Eam. Village trying to run away now. They're retasking to this gold mine here. Very nice. Not in a great path there, but luckily his opponent didn't queue move them any additional orders past that, running down that wall. And monk here could pick up the relic and try to go for conversion immediately. Looks like there's some good kills on these villagers. And Cyan's having trouble moving forward with these camels. And does not even try conversion. Alright, we're seeing some fire there. Only has 4 pierce armor, so the extra arrows will do 2 damage each rather than just 1. Now some torch down this mining camp as well. Other towns that are being pulled out by signs going to heavy town centers. That'll be towns number 4. He is behind a villagers. Opponent has killed off a good number of them. There's a good charge attack there. Now I got these horses on engaged. Did receive some good health benefits from the king. Some of these knights will go down to these camels. And that was not overall good engagement there by those knights. The reduced damage plus the spearmen for counters is too much for these knights. He needs to get some other things. He's starting to get out some longbowmen. They do extra. The camels have no inherent armor or pierced armor to resist the longbowmen, so they will do generally well versus his camels as well as spearmen.
See they to work.
Greet, alles with it.
Gonna be nice.
Let us read it, Knitas!
We got a good number of camels here. Has one lancer of his own. He's his longbowman support. He could try to pull out some palings prematurely in order to help funnel those camels into a bit of a death pit. Now I do have the man-at-arms, the Vanguard man-at-arms, the early man-at-arms research, and the armor-clad research, giving the man-at-arms +2/+2 armor, as well as doing some more research as well. It does get +2 pierce damage, which will be very useful for these longbowmen. Has a handful of spear and support out as well. Golems fan support, they will get annihilated. Longbowmen have a really good damage output, so they can hit armored stuff items pretty quickly, pretty easily. Knight and King's Advance forward, they will not spot this Monk the Relic, and Science picked up, has stored away 3 relics, and he has picked up 2. He's actually even claimed this relic as well, so Science will soon have all 3 relics. Very important. Some forest members are being collected up here. The Knights will stop to that. Villagers are going to run away into the town centers now. Good damage there. There's a breach there from them chopping down those trees. Some of these villagers have gone down. Does have some longbowmen here to attack. Spearman gets a hit there as well. Primary town center does have additional arrows. Longbowman starting to set us up away. The Lancer's trying to breach the close the gap there. The Spearmen just need to advance forward. Does have a network of castles here. Let's get this other outpost garrison as well. It's having trouble. There's a good number of golems here. They do have 6 pierce armor at the moment. Lancers are being focused down. There's actually a very large number of golems here. Longbowmen will do okay with them, but nothing too devastating. He may want to get out some crossbow and mix in with his longbowmen, right? A couple lancers advancing forward, very good. Or knights mixing the main arms will also be very useful for a better front line. They would do very well with these golems, Gulions, whatever they're called. Spearman over here will get overwhelmed. Does have these longbowmen just general attack move, trying to get as much damage as they can to these Gulions. Got these villagers trying to advance forward, trying to get out another outpost for the network of castles. Oh, or maybe eyeing for a keep, an outpost, and a mine there. Up here, got a good number of camels, so a little bit wounded. You can capture, sorry to sell your Rumble comments. You can either capture the sacred sites, or you can go and kill your opponent. Either are a possibility. Most people go for Annihilation Victory, because you can't capture sacred sites until you get to later on the game. Longbowmen advance forward, trying to get some good damage from these Gulions. Lancers are closing distance. They do have a good amount of pierce armor. And now lose Science Iron for some defensive keeps there. Red's trying to go for aggressive tower for a network of castles. Villagers push way forward. They're going to get that keep up very quickly. Trying to go for these villagers there. Got some main arms and chasing the Gulions. They do have 12 damage. The Gulions have 10 damage. And right now the English man-at-arms are definitely a bit more heavier than these Gulions. Longbowmen just trying to run away up there. I do hear Mangonel being deployed. I heard some sort of siege from there. Mangonel's on the build field for Cyan. Knights are advancing around. More longbow, more man-at-arms pushing forward. Do not have siege engineers here, so can't pull out some battering rams in the front line. Longbowmen, just trying to run away. They're going to go through a bit of a gauntlet there. Man-at-arms charging forward. There's now their castles here. Keeping up rid of the Spring Guard right there. Does stop the Mangonel from being blown out there. Now trying to eye for these villagers there. Good picks there. Get some of these villagers down. The Lancers trying to stop them. These Longbows trying to advance away. Over here, Lancers moving down over here. Over here, we do have these Longbows advancing forward. These good hits there onto these Helons. We do have the Lancers trying to get some good damage on in. Right now, Sai needs to pull out some crossbows in general, or more Lancers. Both would be a good idea. Now we do have the Berkshire Castle being put on the field. Powerful defensive placement there, but it is out of range of this region, as well as gold deposit that's being collected. Man-arms engaging Helons over here. Does get the tower up and going, so it has a network of castles up and going. And starting to torch down some of these outposts now. Got some forward production here. Camels and Lancers trying to find another opportunity to go on in. There's a breach over here from the Utilize. But they're being whittled down there. The king has gone down. Outpost is being forced there. Red is now kind of a trebuchet, but needs full backing, overrun by the Helons and the Lancers. These man-at-arms receive quite a bit of damage as well. Does have the keeps in the region. No bowling oil research. Over here, and there's Berkshire Castle up and going. Annihilates a single villager. And we're able to take up these villagers here. Berkshire Castle's range will extend out all the way over here, which will deny some of these farms, and will slowly whittle down the keep. Won't be out of range of the town center. Showing that farm who's boss, making a bunch of kebabs out of that wheat. Now I do have the culture ring being researched by Cyan now. Man, let's push away forward. No additional research for Red, even though he has the Berkshire next age research. He doesn't have a whole lot of resources at the moment. Long needs to get out the enclosures relatively soon. He also just needs more front line here. His front line is disintegrating. Red has not been able to mass a large enough army. And his opponent's been able to overwhelm those long-term just straight up Helons and win them forward relatively early. And he's been very good with that, just able to mass them up quickly and early. He's stuck around Knights too long and allowed him to be picked apart by those camels a bit too much. And when he was transitioned to Longbowmen, his opponent was already transitioned to Man-at-Arms. Villagers starting going down. Red still has a significant number of villagers, but numbers has been even out and has taken advantage. Red has gone for another keep here, unable to get it built in time. Berkshire Castle, I guess, really should have been back here for defensive emplacement. Man-at-arms getting some damage over here. Trying to get this keep up and going. The King's Palace is nearby. Not Garrison, however. Outpost here is Garrison. And now we do have Imperial Age for the Abbasid Dynasty player. As King's Palace, Outpost, and the Keep garrisoned on up, we got these Longbows getting some good damage on in, slowly whittling down these Helons. Science falling back. He's starting to pull out some crossbows to deal with these Man-at-Arms. But they're getting focused on by these keeps. His farming line's not getting hit as well. Red has a third of his villagers hiding away. And has nothing to do with his force here. Does have another keep to go for another keep up there. He has a little less than 600 stone. That stone deposit is untouched. And his stone deposit here is mostly 1/3 touched. Force going to be cleaned up by this Longbowman. Berkshire Castle receiving a fire there from the counterweight Trebuchet. Grab the Berkshire Castle now. Since it is a landmark, it does take wood to repair rather than stone. Elon's advancing forward, trying to get some good damage over here. These players currently going for mass longbow. He's low on food, surprising enough because English or have usually have served food income. Keep slow going down. Does start repairing up the keep now. He needs to get that outpost abandoned. Go for inside the keep. Keep extra arrows are stronger than the tower's extra arrows. Those 12 damage per arrow rather than 8. Longbow's getting some good hits there on these crossbows. Going for more man-at-arms now. And now he's starting to go for the elite longbow research. We've got a massive amount of research for the science player, including elite army tactics. He's starting to repair up the keep there. Oh, got lost a good number of villagers when they're trying to enter on in. He doesn't have boiling oil at the moment, nor network of citadels. Now we've got the elite man-at-arms research as well. He needs to go with pierce damage for his longbowman. And the keep does go down. Red does have 100 villagers at the moment, and they got less now. And now there's the elite longbowman research. Does give him extra damage, 11 damage for his opponent's 8 pierce armor, which is significant to say the least. Healings? I don't know why. Sorry, I'm just thinking about something else. I thought the max out armor for man-at-arms were 4/4, not necessarily 5/5. I must be going crazy. I'm probably getting that confused with Kings and Lancers. Do not have these elite Ghouloms dancing around. Archers advancing forward, trying to get some good damage on these elite Ghouloms. But right now, with 9 or 8 pierce armor, they can withstand quite a bit of abuse. Oh yeah, man-at-arms guess it is 5/5. I think I'm probably getting mixed up with Keshiks since they have... Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. Berkshire Castle still being repaired up. We're seeing a lot of fire now from these counter tributary. Looks like he will be destroyed. Can't out-repair the damage. Got some Eloms advancing everywhere. Even some of these guys sort of hidden away in the corner, like he is, will allow him to spawn out some stealthy battering rams. So these villagers are going down. And now it's got some hand cannoneers on the field. They'll put holes in everything. Got pierce damage not being researched by Red as well. Berkshire Castle still being repaired on up. Keep us a bit of fire there. More Gilons pushing forward. Of course, these man-at-arms, they don't have all the armor research. They have same armor as the Gilons, even though they can still get 2 more armor each. Gilom getting some good damage there onto this villager. And Cannoneer engaging the Gilom at close range. Of course, with elite army tactics, we'll give them extra health and damage. Villagers won't be able to deal with them. They got a lot of arrows. Longbowmen soft turning away. They do currently have both damage on them. That's have all his pierce damage. But against these Giloms are just too durable for him at the moment. He needs crossbows. Now they're just going to stand and fight with his villagers. He's going to lose a significant number of them. Now got the lightweight beams there, giving fast reducing field construction, which is very handy for your units to pull out against the front line. We got some more hand cannoneers pushing forward to get some good damage on everything. And arms holding the line there, very good choke, providing very good choke point there. Now it's time to pull out forward keep. And all these villagers went down. The elite Gilom has 6 health remaining. And Canadian's trying to get some more damage on in. He needs more man-at-arms to go back to the front line. He can get some good gold generation from enclosures, but he does have enclosures research. Now we've got trebuchets dealing with that had dealt with the Berkshire Castle, now hitting down this keep as well. He does not have boiling oil research. And Canadian's firing away. Red still has below 100 villagers at the moment. Trying to hit these villagers here. Does get a couple kills there. We have textiles research, and these red villagers now pushing forward. Will manage to torch down those trebuchets there, and will need to run away. Right now, red has no resource reserve. Cyan has a massive reserve of food. Not much of other reserve of other resources, but has more reserve than his opponent. And more research. Right now, the longer the game goes on, the more looks like it's going in favor in Cyan. Red simply has not been able to maintain good enough economy. Now he's on 85 village bonus 335. Cyan's pulling out some of his own hand cannoneers now. Trying to focus on these villagers, trying to prevent it to keep from going on up. These batterings are not connecting with his own keep. And red does back with game now. This is Android saying thank you for watching and on to next replay. And before I start with the next replay, I do need to use a restroom. If you can please give me a moment. Sorry about that. Let's find another replay. Let's see. That's one we just did. We could do this one. Same players though. A little bit shorter. Same players, a little bit longer. 2v2. No thanks. That's another 2v2. I need to look before I click. 20 minutes, same players. 26 minutes. Kind of a lot of custom games between these two. Here we go. Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HPowers 4 replay. As well on top right side as the pink French, we have Wong 01. On bottom left side as the yellow Abbasid Dynasty, we didn't get a Stormgate Alpha I'm short for invitation. Looks like the English immediately on to claim up these forest puppers, but they're in the middle field, so they're plains puppers. And also collecting up the stone, or not stone, gold. Over here, the House of Wisdom's going up. And let's talk about which each player will go for. French versus Abbasid Dynasty. He immediately is going for the military wing. He's concerned about the School of Cavalry's Royal Knights. Standard composition for the French is Archer, Royal Knight. And this will provide him at least a small force there to help him contend with the early Royal Knights. Once you get out the castle age, you may want to have a fast castle. When you get some camera riders, you can really hit those Royal Knights quite hard, as well as those archers. They're at least reasonably well versus them. And his opponent simply can't go over Arbaletiers because they will not, camel riders will not be classified as heavy. So I think the Abbasid Dynasty player may want to eye for a faster castle if possible. He's got enough stone there to get additional town centers. Spearman advancing forward, not even hardened Spearman. Archers get some volleys there, and does get a spear brace there on the Royal Knight there, getting some massive damage onto him. Really good hit there, putting him down to almost half health. Good hits there on these villagers, and does take out a villager there. First villager has been claimed, and that single arrow did hit the scout, so she will heal herself up, or him. Not sure which one it is at the moment. Wheelbarrow being researched for yellow. Pink already claimed this wheelbarrow, and now we have a pair of Royal Knights here. Royal Knights can, in large numbers, can overwhelm spearmen. I'm going to be open up print so you may hear something. Yeah, it looks like so far both players are going to be a bit passive at the moment. Got towns that are going on up, both well claim the stone, as well as a forward defense position there to help him protect his berries. There's another deposit of berries down here. Maybe you should have played a little bit farther forward. So that would have been a bit risky. He's going for a lot more stone as well. He's eyeing for a third town center. Pink, however, appears not be going. Well, now he's claiming stone now. He's eyeing for another town center down here next to the forest puppers. You now have these Royal Knights advancing on forward, trying to find another engagement. This villager is actually on the good side of the walls, also the bad side of the walls. The better side not to be impaled by a bunch of angry French knights. And she could go ahead and start building Palisade Gate there to escape on out. Or on in. One of the two. We'll start claiming some of these deer now. I wonder if he has survival techniques researched. He does not have survival techniques researched. English does. And now there's additional town center for Pink. So 3 town center versus 3 town centers. We got these knights moving around. Could potentially go for chivalry early on to get some good health regen on that knight, and for later on. Right now, yellow's just eyeing for mass spearmen, and I say mass, I mean 5. Does manage to scare that villager. She did not want to be penetrated by some lances. Scout falling on back. Knight falling, the wounded one's falling a bit more farther back there. We'll spot some sheeple. And more palisade walls going up for yellow as well, which will keep this stone deposit within its borders, as well as the berries. Oh, and looks like Pink is going to be eyeing for that boar. The boar does go down there. He does have 8 villagers here. And he does have hunting techniques, so he can quickly claim the boar. The other scouts advancing forward. We'll see these archers and knights here. There's a good number of spearmen here. Pink's starting to mix in some archers there to help with these spearmen. And once he gets enough damage on the spearmen, then he can charge forward with his knights and take out the rest of the spearmen and the archers. The deer will soon be collected. He's starting to collect some of these berries as well, and these berries as well. And now we do have a house there. Great view for home. Look at that view for home. See all the raging army coming at you. And a nice cliffside. These knights trying to slip on in, trying to find another engagement. There is not a breach over there. But we do have the guild hall going on up, and one knight does go down. The guild hall. That is actually the rarest scene of the 2 landmarks in this age. The guild hall generates and stores resources over time. The more resources are stored, the faster it's generated. Select between wood, food, stone, or gold. So basically, it generates resources. Click a button, and you get those resources. Granted, like I said beforehand, it generates more resources faster if it has more resources already stored up. So the longer you wait, the bigger the payout. So you probably could let it store up resources, and then when that moment you're like, I want to get enough stone for a keep. Click it, and you got enough stone for a keep. Very important for French, who relies a heavy amount of stone to get a lot of keeps out to get cheaper units out in the field. And he's going to even take time to start collecting the stone now to get out a keep for the cheap production. He's being a bit passive until he gets to Castle Age, so he can be able to get the cheaper production going. You got a good number of archers and spearmen here. The sheep have not been spotted here because it's sort of a bad spot. I don't think a scout maybe will traverse there. Maybe a bit difficult though. Yellow scout does go down. Pink scout's been busy aiding these knights and spotting things past their heavy helmets. Pink is lacking a bit of military force as well. May need to get out some more archers and knights. And anything in general. And arms in this current time would be actually not half bad. We are seeing some man-arms being put on the field, very nice. Man-arms are going to be good since they can withstand a lot of arrow fire and hit those spearmen on one. It's one way to counter the spearmen, to say the least. Looks like Yellow's eyeing for more palisade walls there, trying to help secure up the flank. He may be eyeing for some trade, maybe just trying to eye for stone and gold. Ultra Wing now being researched. Not okay. He already went for the military wing. I always forget that. And do now the veteran horse Royal Knight research. The Culture Wing. The military wing, he does have the boot camp there, increasing max health. It will also allow him access to composite bow when he ages up. The Culture Wing, its primarily benefit is probably the preservation of knowledge as the first research. Reduce the cost of aging up by 20%, and all technology as well. Very handy indeed. And it does get some free villager kills. Very, very nice. 3 villagers gone down. We just got both sides research. Wait, Bloometry and decarbonization complete? Got both of them at the same time? Just saw that both popped up. Okay, how did you go? That must be some sort of bug right there, because I saw both of them popping up at the same time, which that can't be right. Do not have textiles being researched as well as the horticulture. Knights being pursued by a bunch of angry men with pointy sticks. And a relic is being picked up by Pink as well. He is splitting up the spearman there, trying to get a good stab. He may be able to get a good stab here. Since he did not go for Royal Institute, he can't get the Royal Bloodlines early. And now we got the preservation knowledge being researched. Zogdago getting some bites there. And Pink has not pulled out any walls at the moment. Guys coming up the board there. I think he got his keep somewhere. Yep, does pull the keep in back line. He wants a solid base production at home. It also eventually allows him to deploy out some safe farms back here. We've got a couple mills here. One for the forest poplars, one for the berries. Otherwise, not all the deer have been claimed. You could try scaring the deer towards the mills or claiming them. Doing a good job claiming up the boar as well. Oh, I could use another lumber camp over there. And the monk will get stabbed to death. I hear relics being picked up. And I think they're all Pink picking up those relics. Yep. This will be 2 and 3 relics. This relic could still be captured by Pink, but Yellow has keep a close lid on it, and this one is going to be denied. So Pink may want to eye for this relic again. Royal Knights now advancing forward, and now got the Red Palace going on the field. So got Fast Imperial for the French. He has got a bit of resources generated. I'm not sure if he's collected any. He has collected up stone. Currently collecting stone. Maybe using the guild hall for his stone collection. And this could give him a very, very powerful line of defensive networks. The Red Palace is a very powerful defensive landmark, giving every single keep and town center a free Arbalest emplacement, which is 62 range damage, which is even effective versus battering rams. Where is the Red Palace going up? Right there, and that will help him cover a large number of gold deposits. That is going to be hard to deal with, and it also allows him to get a good position for production. Yellow does get trying to pull out another keep there. Yellow has been a bit too passive. He has a pretty sizable military, but these knights have been doing a good job of corralling his opponent in his base. And that's why Yellow has not advanced out the map. Now got these forces advancing forward. It has composite bowman and spearman advancing forward, but you can see that free arbalist going these good holes into these units. Able to two-shot everything here. He has a small defense force here, including man-arms and archers and arbaletiers. Make that arbaletier. Of course, this town center also has its own arbalist in placement there, so it's going to receive some pretty good attrition damage from these defensive locations. Royal Knights will not engage those villagers. Now they will. They try to shank those knights themselves. Monk does go down there. He will lose his army here, and Pink will lose hit quite a bit as well. The keep and the towns are providing some good damage over time. More of these villages are moving down south. There's going to be just defenses everywhere. We even got a line of stone walls here. There's the stone gate. Try and go for more stone walls here, which will... Yeah, he's going to lose a large number of villagers with that, but he will get them built up enough so they won't get destroyed by arrows. Getting some arrow fire on that farm there. Knights charging forward, will find some spearmen there. You may want to cancel one of these walls there to allow his knights on in. Here, Magano firing. Oh, and some of Yellow's spearmen bugged out and went on top of the wall. But the arbalist emplacement of the town center will slowly clean them out. So they will receive 66% less range damage. Pink's going to go and claim up all the gold in the center of the map. Got some more farms from front of field. Still has, there's the Magano I heard. It's good damage there. That guy is going to stand there bravely as rocks ring down his head. Yellow's now cleaning up some of the stone there. There's still this untouched stone deposit for Pink. He could eye for some stone walls along the flank as well, just to be safe, so eventually he can go for his own set of traders. So he does have a good amount of stone in his influence, but some of it is being denied. Yellow's now trying to eye for that stone or gold influence. Both players are now in Imperial Age. You got the economic wing is going for these very, very powerful economic researches. Got a line of farms here as well. Not exactly well placed, all of them. But at least we'll get them collecting.
Voici les commandements.
Got some more elite Royal Knights deployed on the field. I've got some cannon as well. Cannons are now engaged in the keep. Does have a defensive Magano here. Could use some repairs. Oh, that village's not repairing it up. It's good damage on the keep. The Royal Kin does do have a bit more bonus damage versus keeps and buildings versus regular bombards over here. Single battery ram trying to push his way forward. And here's the thing as well, this single arbalist is doing some significant damage. It has 50 pierce armor, but the single arbalist emplacement does 61 damage at the moment. And it is influenced by range damage upgrades. So he's actually received quite a bit of damage there from that town center. And it goes down to the Royal Knights, but still. There's another keep over here. That's going to be 2 arbalists here. That is going to be a lot of damage output. You can also just go for another town center, and that will provide him probably enough defensive emplacement there to withstand most assaults from random battering rams. But of course, this allows them to get some list of incentives there. But for cannon placement as well. These Royal Knights make it picked off right there, at least one. I wonder if he may not have chivalry research. Gotta take a quick look at stable. There's one. He does not have chivalry resources, so doesn't get any health regen. You may want to get that out sooner rather than later. He does help out in the long run. His keep does go down to the bombards. He has 2 bombards, 2 Springald's, and that Mangonel. Mangonel is still damaged. And over here, we've got some more farms. He does plow a line of walls there. And both sides can be content to collect the gold on the map. Yellow deploys out more stone walls here. We'll lose these villagers. Let's see if they get the walls built in time. And no, they can take time to torch that wall segment down. And maybe there's a breach there from the traverse. Do not have a culvert now plotted in field. Ready to gauge any sort of falcon nuts they may find. I should cast a little bit more Age of Empires 3. I'm looking into casting more Age of Empires 3. The problem is, it's hard for me to look at the game. Age of Empires 3 just seems like the maps look like vomit. It's hard to look at, in my opinion. Maybe it's just maybe the maps I was looking at earlier from the different replays. That maybe just some bias with individual maps, but still. Royal cannons not being supported, or just cannons. They're not royal cannon variant. Culverins do knock out one of the Springald's. They do right now 85 plus 100 versus siege, so they do 185 versus siege. And these Springald's do only have 125 health, so they will one-shot them, no problem. They do range damage, not siege damage. So they will be resisted by the pierce armor of the Springald's. You now have biology being researched by the Abbasid Dynasty player. He's starting to pull out some camels. They do have more farms going up, very nice. Got farms all across the back line. He's starting to pull out some own walls as well. And he did recently get a massive drop off of nearly 4,000 stone from the guild hall. Jeez. And you can see here, he has 2,200 there. The guild halls makes it one of the few makes it viable for the French to actually deploy out Wonder. Now I'm realizing it. And that was very recent too as well. You can see 80 resources stored up, so he just got that within this last minute. Second side has been captured, and that is within his walls. There's still a bit of a breach here, but the Red Palace will easily keep that breach not very breachable. Got some siege workshops here, going for more keeps. He's going for a massive number of keeps. This is the power of Guild Hall and the Road Palace. That is going to be a lot of keeps and a lot of arbalists. I'm just going to be denying this gold deposit. Yellow at this rate may want to judge getting out traders. He has a line of stone walls on both sides to keep trade secure. Palisade walls, and the rest of the infrastructure as well. These villagers may get overran by the Royal Knights. He has some defensive spearmen here. You need camel riders to pull on the field, but it doesn't look like he has camel armor or really any armor research. Only has 1 level farming. Ink has gotten all of his economic techs, though he's missing quite a bit of blacksmith research. Does get damage, however, and does have incendiary arrows now deployed on the field as well. Ink's now deploying on some battering rams. But yeah, I think Yellow still has actually a gold deposit at the bottom right of the map, but he could start eyeing a handful of traders. Nothing too significant, maybe just 10 would be good. He's actually quite high in population, or villagers at the moment. Got some culverins now deployed on the field. But even if something small as 10 means once it runs out of gold, he at least still has a constant source of gold. And a long distance from trading like this is a bit more efficient than a single gold miner for a single trader. But they're a bit more population efficient as well. And both of them have access to very popular tech research for traders. And you can get a wave of 5 traders there with at the House of Wisdom. We got some culverins here, slowly picking off these forces. Still got the keep here. Battering rams not being put on field. Culverins will put some big holes in the battering rams. Ooh, good shot there by the Mangonel. Getting some severe damage on these Arbaletiers. And he's not responding all too well. Gets another good volley there, taking a good chunk of them. Another Mangonel does go down. More camel riders pushing forward. Battering ram does go down there. And these Arbaletiers, he has 2 keeps here. So that's 2 Arbaletier emplacements there. And the Arbaletier emplacements does have an insane attack speed of 1.5 per second, so you don't need cannons. Just go for just go for mass castles, probably cheaper than going for the cannon placement upgrades on those keeps, and you get a massive amount of damage output. And they also do put reasonable holes in those battering rams I mentioned earlier, since they do have what 62 damage to them. Villagers trying to torch down these battering rams now. This outpost may go down, but it's just an upgraded outpost, not a big problem. More veterans press forward. We do have some veteran horsemen here. Just got an upgraded veteran. There's elite horseman research. And does go ahead and focus down these battering rams. There's good damage there. There is now a breach here on the stone wall. Thanks to these battering rams. Can't really advance forward. Needs to take out that palisade, wall, and or gate. Stable has been set ablaze. These horsemen need to start hitting these battering rams, start cleaning them up. He still needs the stables up and going. And I got chemistry being researched by the Ibis Dynasty player. He's eyeing for some hand cannoneers. Camos are going down, or Camel Archers are going down to those Arbaletiers. Got a good amount of gold being claimed up here. Pink still has access to these 2 gold deposits as well, so there's plenty of gold for Pink to utilize. Yellow's gold access is greatly dwindling, but he still has access to that 1 gold deposit way down south. This gold deposit still has 2,400 remaining, still a significant amount. Batterers not making their advance. He has a population cap. Horsemen advancing forward, trying to find more breaches, creating more breaches relatively soon. Got these forces advancing on forward. More breaches here. Now this keep is under a significant amount of fire. Does have cannon placements on these keeps. Trying to go for boiling oil. Needs some repairs on these keeps. These battering rams are connected to this keep as well. Culver's not really engaging them at the moment. Horsemen start over on those culverts. Maganel firing as well. Looks like does get those horsemen there. Needs to pick up these battering rams. Does not save his keep. One of the French keeps do go down. Now some of these stables are starting to go down as well. Yellow's culverts have been saved. Yellow's going for another keep now. There's still a small amount of gold there. 800 is a notable amount. Horsemen overrunning this battering ram now. And now we do have these battering rams. Horsemen getting some good kills there on these villagers. Pink has a lot of extra villagers. Yellow's had a good number, but he's losing some now. He has a good number of town centers, so he can't get them replaced. Good, it's there. Maganel's pushing way forward. More of these villagers are starting to get overran. We do not have these elite camel riders pushing forward. They will do damage off of these elite horsemen, but apparently only by 0. And they do bonus damage to some cavalry as well. Horsemen now push way forward. All these villagers now dead. These farms being battered down. Another line of farms. Camera Rider does go down there. Banners will connect. They probably will destroy the keep before the villagers can force them down in time. Dell's not aggressively eyeing this gold deposit now. He does have a good number of camel riders here to engage these horsemen. He does have his blacksmith research. Doesn't get the camel armor just yet. Going for more and more camels now. You can just get more camel, improving the melee armor than the pierce armor. His horse is trying to engage the battering rams. Culver is getting some hits. Exotic Dog getting some bites there. Yellow has a good number of hand cannoneers and does have chemistry, so they do have extra damage. And they do also have extra health thanks to boot camp. You know how this cannon now engaging the keep up here. Pink's front line up here is starting to disintegrate. Pink's now trying to relaunch attack over here, getting some more horsemen and arbaletiers. Arbaletiers do not have gambesons at the moment, so they don't have the extra armor. So Pink's front line is starting to disintegrate. He's lost those keeps there. I wonder how the guild hall's coming along. He has 3,200 resources at the moment, trying to go for more stone. These forces starting to advance forward, but they will take out one of those spring gulls, but I don't think they will get another. Seeing quite a bit of fire, there's a lot of keeps in this area, which means a lot of arbalists in placements. Spear advancing forward. Trying to cut this gold there. Maybe a good idea to go on the far side of the gold, but either way, he will be saved by these keeps eventually, but we'll lose some of those villagers. They also point out some more banner rams here. We do have some arbaletiers here, which will have trouble with these banner rams. Down south, Pink's horsemen are advancing forward. Both fine camel riders and spearmen. They're trying to deal with the camel rider there, not doing all too well. And find some more gates there. It does find this little alcove of farms there. And these villagers also have been saved as well. More arbaletiers, more horsemen there. He's starting to get his footing back in the game after losing a lot of infrastructure. He also has still too many villagers probably. Could probably lose some. Not losing these arbaletiers is probably not a good idea. This wall has been repaired. This wall, back of Palisade wall, has not been repaired up. We've got another keep being pulled up by Pink. Thank you for the follow, Prince Waymon. Those are starting going down here. We've got more forces here. Arbaletiers getting some damage there. Magno finds a good volley there on the Arbaletier. Horseman flying over here. That is a Pink keep there. The Lions sort of get a little bit away. Springald's now trying to hit the bang around. Hand cannons and Spearmen advancing forward. Arbaletiers off on the line without gambesons. They don't have. They will receive quite a bit of damage from the Spearmen. With gambesons, they can actually really stand in front of those Spearmen. Culverins gains some good damage on those spring gulls, taking them out, allowing the battery ram to poke down some more holes. Though the Arbaletier emplacement, Arbalest emplacement will get some good damage there. Does get the improved armor there, which will make it so that Arbalest emplacement only does like 2 damage per bolt now, rather than the 12. Orcs not gaining the keep as well. Got more camels, more spearmen, more hand cannons pushed forward. They're going to have the arbaletiers here, now going for the spring ball upgrade and for other upgrades, including the trader research. Ink's on transition to more traders. Yellow has a loss of a good number of villagers there, so we'll need to get them replaced. More dog bites there. He wants head pats. He really wants those head pats. Morrow Knight will get spear brace there and get poked to death. More spring balls advancing forward, trying to get some good engagement. And he hit that banner ram, of course. It does take out that banner ram there as well. Got another keep here. Keep could get repairs. Spearman advancing forward. Good hit there on those arbaletiers from Mangonel. Mangonel's severely damaged. Spring balls may make it dead. Nope, does take out yellow spring gold there. Of course, does have the increased range with spring gold's 12 tower range. I don't know if yellow has at the moment. Arbaletiers control the line there. Spearman advancing on forward. Spring golds, of course, like to hit everything, but they're just a little bit too expensive to be used against infantry. Horsemen not advance forward. We'll find the camel riders. The camel riders will find a great engagement here. I don't think he has any additional resources on the camels just yet. No additional camel armor, nor the aura benefit to support nearby infantry. I forget what exactly that was called. Arbaletiers advance forward, trying to get good damage here. They can use passives to reduce the damage received from ranged attacks. More pierce armor goods to say, also increase their range. Would be very useful against cannoneers, where one has power range 4. Arbaletiers have a range of 5, so the extra range could be very useful. Spring Gulls not trying to disband. There's a good number of banner rams here. Camels still charging forward. Camels do only go in for cavalry and siege, not for infantry. But do have a very good amount of health that 384 health. That's a large amount of health for them to take fire from Argoteers and other resources. He's starting to get the flank there. There's a bit of stone there to utilize. I wonder what the guild hall looks like. He has nearly 6,000 resources. He has 6,000 stone now stored up. That could be a lot of keeps. That can help him keep the land. Oh, that's horrible. Starting advancing forward, he could get the Red Palace garrison. It has, of course, Arbus placement, which will do annihilate all the ground forces for in the battle rams at one time. You just aggressively massage them. Got more torches now being thrown out by these villagers now. And looks like there are some traders now being pulled out by Pink. He does have a handful of markets here. He has a good number queued up. He may want to get some of these villagers killed off. He has too many civilians at the moment. He's having trouble losing an army out in the field. Actually, now realizing it, he has enough stone at the guild hall to allow him to pull out Wonder. But he still needs a lot of other resources, which is not like going to happen anytime soon. So pulling out a line of keeps could be pretty hard for Yellow to crack without pulling out trebuchets, and he's been content on not pulling out trebuchets and not even battering rams. Yellow does not have any mining research at the moment, and doesn't appear to be collecting any gold at the moment. He has a small amount. He has 2 relics. May have some other gold deposits. Yeah, he's trying to get this gold deposit here for keep. Argoteers trying to stop him. He also has a good amount of resources to reserve everything, including stone. King Howard does not have a good reserve of wood, but has a good reserve of other resources, and we know how much stone he has. He has 3,000 stone in the bank. Did he use the guild hall? No, he could get 10,000 stone stored to be poured out. I think, nope, he just, oh wait, no, he just used it, didn't he? Yep, he just used that stone, so he built a lot of keeps somewhere. I'm not sure where, though. Horseman engaging the horseman. I think Pink will win out this one. They're both elite horsemen at the moment. With Royal Bloodlines, they, of course, have additional health. Pink's on playing some battering rams. I wonder what Pink did with all that stone. He should have had double the amount he has now. Keep now firing away, trying to get some more reinforcements on the field. Spearman advancing forward. He still does not have gamer sentence. And Candiers gains some good damage in as well. Spring Gold trying to defend. Wolverines, they do have 12 range, same range as Spring Golds as well. So, oh, that's where all Pink's are. He deployed out a lot of castles somewhere. I have no idea, or keeps. I see a whole bunch of cannon placements. And it's not being upgraded in these outposts, so he's deploying a lot of cannon placements somewhere, I just don't know where. So there's probably a line of keeps somewhere. Argoteers trying to hold the line there. Got this keep now receiving quite a bit of damage at the moment. So far, just simply at overpopulation cap, or not population cap, there's too many villagers in order to pull out more military. Got another keep flying by Pink now. He can lose some of these villagers, that'll be fine. He has plenty of traders he's trying to pull out as well. Making good gold income, he has good reserve of all resources there. Batterams are pushing forward. Argoteers have not been all that great. He finally got Gamerson, so now they have 8 boost armor, or half armor at the moment. So they can actually withstand quite a bit of spearman hits. And as well as camels, they'll basically do half damage. That's what he should be doing. He does also have increased attack speed as well, so they have good rate of fire. They can really stand and fight against spearmen. Horseman starting to go on down. Got these batter rams pushing forward to get some more hits there. We got a good number of man-arms here, which are good against the spearmen, but of course hand cannons have to shoot everything. Morgan's firing away against those man-arms as well. Sounds like the ideal combo like Spring Golds, but they can still work. He will save this keep here. He does not have Port Architects mode. Maybe he should go for Port Architects with the amount of keeps he's deploying on the field. He also slowed down his opponent when trying to destroy the infrastructure. And the battery ram's down to 2 health there. Those go down. And we got the Arbos placement getting some good hits there on that Culverin. Arbaletiers advanced more against Smith damage on these forces that are stringing on going forward. Got elite goals from the field, which is not a good idea since the opponent has a large number of Arbaletiers on the field. More elite horsemen, that would be a good idea to help those Arbaletiers. And we've got a very large number of Mangonels output up by the French. See Guildhall. He's collecting up more stone. He's not eyeing any other resources at the moment. Let's go ahead and these horsemen. Horsemen trying to overrun these Mangonels. I think they did a good work because I don't see the other Mangonels on the field. In fact, he has no more Mangonels on the field. I thought he had 4. They must be all dead already. Good engagement there by Yellow then. Pink's been a little bit slow on getting his other research going. Getting the melee armor would be very useful as well, especially the Arbaletiers. We stacked a lot of armor there. It really does add up. Over my own. Does pick up the man-arms there with a pretty good Mangonel hit. The horsemen trying to rush forward and over on these Arbaletiers. Give some damage there, but of course with the Arbalest in place from this keep, they put some serious rolls on these horsemen. Got more Pierce armor now being researched there, very nice. Man arms to see a bit of volley there. He does have the army tactics. It's a good hit there as well. Springald's firing away. Does take out one of those culverins. They're expensive. Alright, takes the Mangonel as well. Springald's advancing forward. They will take out that culverin now. Nope, needs one more hit there. Culverins cost what, 900? 1,000. They're expensive. Yellow does not have any traders at the moment as well. He does have a good amount of gold stored up, and he's still collecting gold across the parts of the map. Got more keeps being put up by Yellow as well. Horsemen trying to get some more harassment going on. I just saw your Rumble comment. I don't know. My lungs have been better at not breaking. It's mostly my throat recently started been getting out the voice box. I can't exactly use my chest like I do in the military in order to speak with, because that'll just make me I'll be basically speaking gibberish. Which I sort of already do. What's the term I'm looking for? Unintelligible? No. That's supposed to be the right term. Trying to listen to that sort of voicing. Got more of these battering rams advancing forward, trying to torch down these battering rams, trying to hit that keep. Let's take out those 2 battering rams there. The two are not being focused on. The village on a Q move. And arms push way forward, gets good hits there onto these horsemen. Does get a good volley there with the Mangonel. More Arbaletiers trying to hit these camel riders. No just research, no camel armor, which is very important to get additional armor of them. And Yellow does back out of the game. He just was running out of gold quickly and did not get any traders up in time. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see if there's any more good replays. I know I saw a lot between these 2 players. I tried not to do multiple of the same play over and over again. That was this one here. This is where it was not custom, random people. That's a little bit too short. 30 minutes, 27 minutes, not from last week. Let's do this. The Chinese versus the Rus. In Boulder Bay is that one where the dragon turtle was, but that has been removed. And also the dragon turtle made it was really powerful for the Rus. Since their fishing ships are already twice as good, so make it 3 times even better. Multiplicative. I can't say some words. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another H-Powers 4 replay. Spawn on the left side as the magenta Rus. We have Chrysaor? I have no idea. Spawn on the right side as the blue Chinese. We have Wom01. I hear some sheeple being collected, and since we do have a Rus player on the field, let's go and switch out and go. Yep, you can see the trade bounties now. Magenta find these forest puppers there, though they may not be collected anytime soon due to the nature of water maps. Some fishing ships there, trying to get the fish and chips. After all, Peru's known for growing potatoes, right? Though actuality, potatoes are not... potatoes actually were discovered in the New World, in somewhere in South America, near the northern part. I think Colombia or Venezuela area. So they're actually not native to Europe or Asia. So all those stereotypes of like fish and chips and using potatoes to make vodka, those are recent inventions. Recent within the last 500 years, I should say. Both players are now advanced to the next age. Let's go and slow down a little bit there. We've got the scout, shanking the scout there. And I was not paying attention there. We've got the junk archer ship engaged the Loida galley. Got archer ship versus archer ship. May get some quick repairs onto that archer ship. Take a bit of beating there. And not a whole lot of trade bounty there. Bruce player only has 100 trade bounties, but then again, the improved food collection rate for villagers not going to be useful for the Loidas. We now have these, both, looks like all of his Loidas have been converted to ships. He's gone aggressive for that. He needs a Spring Gold ship. We have a Spring Gold ship to the on the field, but now we've got a fire ship here as well. That Spring Gold ship needs it back on off. The arrow ship finds a good volley, takes out the fire ship. Now Spring Gold ship should be able to use arrow ships there. Got more Loida fishing ships here. Another fire ship deploying field, but that's the Spring Gold ship. Arrow ship is still getting some health regen aura. There'll be a nasty engagement out at sea. Do not the scout. Blue does take out Magenta scout, which does mean he will not get any more trade bounty anytime soon because he's not deployed out any additional scouts at the moment. Well, he's not on the field. I'm not sure how many he has to deploy on the field. Do now have 2 fishing docks now deployed on the field. The Roost already has 2 fishing docks going for a pair of Loida ships. Spring Gold fire ship does not connect there. Got another Spring Gold ship here. Magenta needs to pull out more Spring Gold ships. He's going for more Spring Gold ships now. And as well as a fire ship. The fire ship, that's a fishing ship there. The fire ship's now in the build queue. Fire ships do cut quick or pull it out quickly. He needs to get these guys in the docks. Let's get some good hits there. Got 2 Spring Gold ships there. Now the fire ships advancing forward. Arrow ships now engaging, gets a volley there, but it will connecting at one of the Spring Gold ships there. Now he has his own Spring Gold ship there, and these ships are quite wounded. Blue does not have a lot of fishing ships on the field at the moment. Doesn't take time to repair that one up. That ship does go down. The Spring Gold ship is a bit damaged there. Another fire ship advancing forward. The Spring Gold ship, and they're both Spring Gold ships. No arrow ships at the moment. It hits the higher health one. It can't withstand. Let's use the faster movement speed there, reducing the maximum damage. This one will connect, taking out that Spring Gold ship there. Didn't minimize damage there. Does get another Spring Gold ship. He needs some arrow ships. Doesn't have any stone for defensive arrows there. Trying to tear up this ship there. Does save it. Fishing ships had to take a bit of beating there, but the health regen aura will be affected multiplicatively. Does have an arrow ship now deployed on the field. Fire ship now deployed out as well. The arrow ship needs to start hitting that fire ship. It's going to be a little bit too late. Does get directed there and save the Spring Gold ships. The Spring Gold ships now engaging the Spring Gold ship. Now we've got a Chinese fire ship. Get some good hits there. And the Bruce ships are quite battered. He's going to take time to repair them up. He has no fishing ships in the field. So right now the Chinese player has more civilians out. Well, he has 1 fishing ship. Let's see. No additional talents at the moment. He does have the Kremlin. He'll be stacking up charges, that's for sure. So he doesn't have to worry about defense all too much on land for the time being. Unless his opponent really sends a serious force. These are both Spring Gold ships there. This is his arrow ship, both damaged. He does have a fire ship here. These are Spring Gold ships. Sometimes pretty hard to tell the Roost ships apart. In fact, the arrow ships and the Spring Gold ships are only slightly different. You got these little extra holes, as opposed like wooden little shacks, as opposed to these batting on the mast. I don't know what to call that. And it's easy to tell the fire ships because they're glowing. They're on fire. More fire ships there. Let's get a good follow there. There's 3 fire ships on the field. Does have a single arrow ship here. Does take out 1. His favorite fire ship does see quite a bit of damage there. There's another fire ship. The last one's trying to connect. These guys are also wounded. Does get some good damage there. Fishing ships are severely damaged. The health regen aura is going to keep them going. And stops it there. Is there a defensive arrow replacement that I see? Nope. Just good shot there from that Springald ship. I guess more damage there. More fire ships being put on the field. Just trying to throw more fire ships. He has good health regen. Getting blocked by the fishing ships. He may connect big time there, losing some of all of his fishing ships. He no longer has repairs there. Now the other side has fishing ships. Now it just all comes down to sea battle. You now have another fire ship facing forward. Does connect, takes another Springald ship there. These Springald ships also damaged. Got a fire ship here. Got the Chinese fire ship facing forward. Connects the Springald ships, taking them both out as well. Both sides' navies are destroyed. Got more fire ships for the Chinese player. Another Springald and fire ship for the Rus. These Springald ships, should have left that one at home, get help. He does have 1 fishing ship here. More fire ships. That one does connect. That's going to be a bit overkill on this fire ship there. Does take that one out. It's good volley there. Wow, that thing's firing really fast. Wait. Oh, wait, wasn't the aeroship? So he's converted it. He's doing a lot of conversions between fishing and, well, not between aeroships and Springald ships. I guess this is relatively cheap potential. There's an archer ship there. Huh, interesting. Wait, was this some sort of tech where you swapped between ships in order to get faster arrow firing rate? That's a little bit exploity. Does that seem like it's firing far too quickly? It's also probably a bit expensive as well. Fire ship does get detonated there. Got these attack ships pushing way forward. Another fire ship there trying to pursue these ships. More fire ships on the field. The Chinese player just may want to get out some more arrow ships currently. I think people don't get enough arrow ships, honestly. And connects, keeps both of these Springald ships alive. Let's take out that Springald. Both of them goes down. Both these Springald ships need to go back to port, get some health regen. We got a 3rd dock here. Got some militia deployed on the field. Maybe trying to hit that scout. More fire ships there. You know as well, aeroships do benefit from arrow upgrades from the blacksmith. Does do a nice split there. Does take out 1 of the Springalds. And now you got another arrow ship here. And the arrow ships, if you get them upgrade damage, that does actually give you quite a bit of extra damage there to deal with various ships. These some of these ships do have pierce armor inherently, but Springald ships do have 3 pierce armor, so it takes a lot less damage from arrows. But having arrow ship getting from 6 damage to 7 damage does add up quite a bit. Let's take out the fire ship there. Oh. Good hits there, trying to pursue the arrow ship. The Springald ship is severely damaged. Let's take out 1 of the Springald ships there. All I'm thinking since I'm playing Mongols is, think how much resources either player could get if they had piracy. It's relatively, don't get much resources, but getting additional 25 gold and wood from just simply killing your opponent's ships like you usually want to do is good. Oh boy, there's actually quite a bit of inefficiency right there. Got a lumber camp here, or hunting camp there, providing some extra gold generation. The Navy has quieted down a bit. We've got 2 arrow ships, 2 Springald ships, 1 fire ship versus 2 arrow ships, 2 fire ships, and 2 Springald ships. So very similar composition. No additional naval production at the moment as well, and no fishing ships. So neither side has really gained much advantage. suppose we can cover what's unique about each player's navy right now. The adaptable hulls. Converting between hulls is 50% faster and no longer has a cost penalty. But that, of course, is Castle Age. And over here, we've got the Thunderclap bombs, warships fire, Nested Bees attack. And that is only referring to the final ship, the Bio-Chun. I don't know how to describe that. I'm horrible pronouncing any sort of name. This also survival techniques researched by Blue. Blue's actually gaining has to play out second town center, very nice. While Magenta has not. So he has a second town center to go on field. He may want to be a bit more defensive here. We've got a handful of fishing ships here, just 2. He has 4 docks as well. So if Magenta's able to claim the seas, he will have a good amount of production rate for producing fishing ships. Of course, okay, take a lot of wood, and he does have the Kremlin here to provide that improved wood drop-off as well. The Rus are especially adaptable for naval combat, with the Kremlin landmark being very good on this map, good for defense, and providing that massive benefit of 20% more wood drop-off. That's absurd on naval maps. As well as later on, if you ever need to get out farmers, you got a permanent supply of good collection of food with the trade bounties. Though he doesn't actually have a much trade bounty at the moment now, does he? And fishing ships do provide a great amount of food, but they do have diminishing returns. Right now, the Rus has a massive navy deployed on field. Blue does not have a massive navy at the moment. Trying to go for fishing ships himself. Let's take out some of these fire ships. That one will connect severely bad. I got these fire ships moving on in as well, and will connect as well. Taking out more spring oak ships there, and it looks like Blue has lost this sea. He does have a second town center, so he's not completely down the water. We do have extra defensive thermal placements here, which apparently fires arrows and not do something special being Chinese pan-cannoneers. They could just call like arquebusists. Another fire ship does go down, so Blue has a good defensive line, has a handful of fishing ships to get some income coming on in. His opponent's eyeing for more fire ships, but not pulling out any more navy, eyeing for more fishing ships. The fish must flow into people's stomachs. Now I got a line of defensive arrow slits here for the Magenta player. So it looks like both players are starting to turtle down. Without the dragon turtle nearby. For all that's no longer available. And for those who are wondering how they can reclaim the sea when their opponent's patrolling patrolling boats in the area, Springolds. The Springold siege weapon does bonus damage versus ships. Good, it's there. We've got a fire ship advancing forward. Does take out one of the Springolds there. Blue's fire ship does get some splash damage. So that's another Springolds there. More fire ships being put on the field. It's going to be a bit difficult to stop that fire ship, but it's getting brought up severely bad. Does fire volley there on the fire ship there, but it's going to take a lot of damage because of that. Does take out Blue's fire ship there. And this one will connect. Oh, look at that damage. Large number of these ships are wounded. He needs to fall back, follow them, save them. A little bit overkill on some of these wounded fire ships. Fire ships will take it out, each other out. This fire ship will connect. Does take out one of the Springbolt ships there, or more hits there. A large number of these Springbolt ships are going down. Has some arrow ships in the mix on in. Does connect there. Takes up the villager as well. Also the defensive arrow placements here. This one looks like maybe just out of range. That's actually not upgraded. It's 50 damage there. More fire ships being employed on the field. You could use the fire ships in case of fire ships, and that's a great combination. It needs to go for defensive arrow ships. Does take out that dock there. Does have a handful of fishing ships here. Might as well get them collecting. If you lose the docks, they're not going to be useful either way. Does an arrow ship here. And does take out that one. Now going for an arrow slit over here. Looks like that Imperial officials trying to collect up some taxable income there, and got the astronomical clock tower being put on field. Blue does have a superior number of villagers, but is also a little bit misleading since there's also loader ships are twice as good more than twice as good, but costs twice as much. So since it's 4 of these, assume there's +4 at all times to that number up there.
Слушайте.
Now I do got Castle Age for the Chinese player. He may want to eye a siege no, he has a siege workshop. It's a Clash Knock clock tower. Deploy also defensive spring galls along the shorelines, very useful. Spring galls also have 10 range, which is farther than even spring gold ships, which is what, only 6 range? It's actually pretty small. Yeah, 6 range. Now got the high trade tower being put on field. That is a good spot there. Maybe putting a little bit farther up here if possible would be better, but this should net him about 120 gold per minute. I think that's a big way of militia. We got 26 militia now trying to advance it forward, trying to get any sort of damage on in. Aeroships can do a lot of damage to them. Aeroships are like mangonels that do AoE damage, so if you have trouble defending your docks against spearmen and archers, aeroships are your best bet. And here comes the torches. That is a wounded dock air as well. These villagers could try repairing it up. You see here, those militia are taking a lot of damage there, but they will torch down that dock in time. There's an arrow placement here. Got some aeroships engaging. They're hitting the militia. Aeroships do not receive bonus damage from those fire ships. Fire ships do plus 30% damage versus quote-unquote broadside. There goes the militia. All died from dysentery. Aeroships getting some good hits there on these fishing ships. Spring Gull's engaging. Of course, got a good line of defensive arrows here. He can perhaps get the adaptable hulls now. Spring Gull defensive placement somewhere, and then probably just on the Kremlin. Nope. Don't know where that Spring Gull defensive placement going for the Roost player is. Got a knight here. Villagers advancing on forward. Will be spotted. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. I think he's trying to pull out a forward. Oh, there's a forward keep. These villagers are going to be ripped apart. That's going to squander Blue's advantage of having the second town center. Oh boy, he needs to retask these guys. He has a good wood deposit back here, so he needs to retask them over there. There's also a good amount of random trees here. And these villages will be hacked apart. We got 4 Spring Gold ships, 2 arrow ships here. No arrow damage from either player, which means no additional damage from arrow ships. And now we do got a keep here being pulled up next to Sacred Site there, so Blue could actually getting out some monks for a Sacred Site capture there to get some extra gold income. And looks like I've got the improved hulls now researched for both sides, increasing the health and pierce armor. Got now some defensive arrows not firing on in. And these Spring Gulls are just charging forward. Blue's losing his ground army or naval army. Do not have the Spring fire ship there. Does not connect on multiple fire ships here. This one could eat those fire ships. Would actually be good for Pink if he has some sacks one Spring Gull ship there. Focusing them down pretty good. We don't have the increased damage output here. We do have the increased attack speed from the Spring Gull as well. To give you precisely what it does, +1 range, plus 20% attack faster. And Blue is starting to lose the Navy. You guys have a good number of defensive spearmen here. They're only hardened spearmen, not veteran spearmen, but enough to hit those knights. They did lose some villagers there. Blue has less villagers at the moment, and so with those load of fishing ships, it's probably relatively even now. Got fire ships trying to defend, not being properly tasked. They're being focused down. There's a good number of defensive arrow slits here, but one of these ones are set ablaze. Current prep dock now, and does lose dock. Blue's now eyeing for a ground army game. He needs, if he wants to engage the sea, like I mentioned beforehand, he needs to get some spring golds. Luckily, he has an astronomical clock tower variant he can utilize. Can advance forward. They are Venom Spearmen now. Find some pokes there on these villagers.
预留我们的人民前进。联军中，国王战斗，愿你所愿。
And that dock does go down. Blue has lost the sea. We've got Bardic and the Sun now being put on field. He could have pulled out a long time ago to provide some fire support. Those range is not that great, but still put some holes into these ships. Yep, plus 25 damage versus ships. Militia charging forward. They will be gunned down. I feel like this keeps firing faster than it normally does. Huh. Oh, seriously, why is it this keep? It feels like it's firing far faster than it should. Maybe it got buffed in the recent patch.
动起来，打上装备！
Blue has now less civilians than his opponent, thanks to his opponent now mass producing these ships. And since they don't have to worry about dropping off, these things are incredibly good at fishing. And so, regardless of where they're at, you will get a massive amount of food reserve. Unlike other civilizations, they won't receive a diminished return effect because of that. Now I got the high armory now being pulled on the field. He's going for a bit of siege warfare now. Same with this gold. This gold's been cleaned up as well. And, ooh, Magenta's gold down here is a little bit exposed, so he will need to pull out some spring golds to deal with that. Does have some clock tower and nest of bees. You got an eye for the Sacred Site there as well. I'm sort of surprised he didn't go for monks and get out some pagodas to put those relics inside of. Has retasked these villagers a bit better in wood? Or are they still running around significantly? I think they're still running. How many guys do they have in wood? He does have 23 somewhere. Not sure where though. Oh, there they are. High armory is almost complete. The Chinese player could try to go for the Great Gatehouse in order to protect this central choke point. Most people don't want to take time with landing ships, so it's safe to just focus on defenses here, but the high armory will allow them access to cheaper siege weapons. If you don't know, decreases the cost of nearby siege workshops by 20% and contains unique siege technologies. Let's see, is this one in range? Yep. Now I've got some relics being claimed by the Roost player. He will have relic number 3 claimed. I think that Blue not going for relics is a bit of an oversight. Last 2 remaining relics, that one is from Spirit Domain. This one is preventable, not necessarily contestable, but preventable. We do got a spring golden placement in the Bardic and the Sun, very nice. Going for some stone walls there, preventing stone landings. And it's also, he really should eye getting some spring golds out of here. This stone and a gold deposit, both large, he needs to make sure those get claimed. You now see some clock tower nested bees there, very good. Nest bees, or not nest bees, spring golds. Nest bees trying to push out to sea, that's not a good idea. They do go save ships, of course, but they're avoidable. And they don't do enough damage, in my opinion, to be direct counter. Just use spring golds. You can just send spring golds, move them along the sea, and they will do well versus ships. Oh, there goes that warrior monk. You have some bombards being pulled out on the field. Very nice. Spring Gold will also help out with that as well. He could go for the Great Gatehouse over here. Not really that great though, if he pulls it out right there. He does have enough resources to go for the Great Gatehouse. He may be eyeing for the Great Gatehouse somewhere far the Spirit Way. I'm not sure what he's going to go. Going for Lion's Stone Walls there. There's the Great Gatehouse. That will provide some good coverage, even as well on the Sacred Site. They keep now receiving mass amounts of fire. It will buy him some time to get the Great Gatehouse. He takes some of these villagers going. He can't really go on the far side. That's one of the Great Gatehouse. It is really hard to actually build it because there's not a lot of surface area to build it. Now got these Elite Knights advancing forward. They will spot the Great Gatehouse. The Spearmen and Man-at-Arms, or all these forces need to be pushing forward. Let's get a great damage there. There's a good number of villagers here. We'll start hitting everything. And the Great Gatehouse has completed. Now it's massive bees in place. We'll get some great damage from these Elite Knights. Spearmen are trying to engage. He does have biology and bonus fortitude, so these guys are very, very durable. Those are just getting overwhelmed. You don't have some elite farm attacks to encounter or the elite spearman research. Great Gatehouse immediately goes down, and now these Elite Knights will advance forward, and he does back of the game now. This end grid saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And I do need to use the restroom once again. Please give me another moment. My apologies. Sorry about that, I am back. Let's see if there's any more good replays. Let's see, it was Boulder Bay, that was this one here. Some of these ones I apparently can't see. Shame. 23 minutes, we could do that one. 22 minutes, we could do that one. And 14 minutes. Let's just go ahead and do... Let's do this one. And then we'll just go to a different person. I can always come back for him later tomorrow. Greetings everyone, and great here for another HMARS 4 replay. Small on the bottom right side as the Cyan Chinese with WOM 01. On top left side as the Pink Delhi Sultanate, we have Estra Tagax? I have no idea. Let's see now. Chinese versus Delhi Sultanate. Chinese, they do have some early access to powerful light units, such as Zunchnu. His opponent, of course, Delhi Sultanate can deploy the Ghazi Riders, which is more or less a heavier hitting horseman, more specialized in man-at-arms, but still does reasonably well versus archers. Of course, later on, Delhi Sultanate can deploy some elephants, and Chinese player can later on get out some palace guards. Imperial Academy now going up, of course, got the Tower of Victory that will provide a powerful benefit to all infantry units with build defense influence. Hard to say how this fight will go. Neither side has a clear advantage when it comes to a lot of this sort of thing. Both players now advance next to age. We got the Vatican of the Sun, or Barbican of the Sun, now pulled on field. trying to secure up this coal deposit, prevent any sort of aggression. We are going to see a lot of research. This Deadly Sultan research is free. Of course, it takes a long time. We got a big line of archers being put on the field. They're eyeing for a flank. And let's see, right now the Chinese player is eyeing for some Zinchnoos. They're playing out multiple archer ranges. Zinchnoos are strong, but they do have less range than a archer. I think we'll need to get out a blacksmith relatively soon and not go for pierce damage, but we'll go for pierce armor when we see those Zinchnoos. Chinese player can always go for regular archer as well. Do cost roughly the same, both of them cost 80 resources, just one takes more wood, one's a bit more balanced across all 3 resources. Right now, Zinchnu does 4 damage times 3 with a range of 4.5. Archers do have 5 damage at a range of 5 tiles, as well as a higher rate of attack speed than the Zinchnu's. Finds good volley there. Archers will stand and fight, but they will receive a volley in return. Does have a Ian or a Scholar here. Let's get some damage there. Got a good number of archers here. And of course got some other research, including professional scouts. He could eventually find some of the opponent's forest puppers and steal them. Wait, what on earth was... Did you hear that? It's like he was spam clicking them. I think he was spam clicking there because I heard like the repeat audio line. Did anybody else hear that? Does it sound like... It sounded like they were shouting the same thing over and over again, so I'm wondering if that was the player spam clicking them to attack the archers. I don't know. Is that even... Do you hear that sort of thing? Do you hear these audio lines like that when you are as your opponent? So technically we have Cyan selected as a person. Pink is of course catching up some secret sites now. Since he's Deadly Sultan, he's able to catch them nice and early, and that will give him a nice little tithe of gold. Got a Ghazi Rider now put on the field. Ghazi Riders do have 2 inherent pierce armor, so will absorb half the damage of these Zinchnoos. He probably should eye for more pierce armor, which he is now. Cyan needs to go for more pierce damage soon. Once he gets the pierce armor complete, those Ghazi Riders will only take half damage, or not Ghazi Rider, but Ghazi Raider, or however they're technically pronounced. Ghazi, I'm just gonna call them that, Ghazi Raider. I just keep on calling Rider rather than Raider. I don't know. Once I say a word one way, I have trouble pronouncing it any other way, in the correct way. Got stone collected there, enough for our town center. He's eyeing to pull out the town center there. Everyone knows the best place for a town center is next to your current town center. I just think of the SpongeBob movie. What made me build another custard crab right next to the original one? The money. Now let's go and fast forward a little bit. Since both players living a little passive, got a good number of Zinchnoos on the field. 21, soon to be 22. Down south we do have... He did steal a forest pupper. He's taking that puppy home. Do now have the scout receiving a bit of being chased down. Ghazi Riders, one of them does get picked off. Pierce armor still being researched. Of course, it does take a bit of time there. It does cancel the, the far-seeing eye of the Moss, so we can get out more monks or scholars. More of these Zinchnoos being pulled out on the field. Ghazi Rider receive a massive volley there. Does pick one of them off. He's at a critical number to really hurt these Ghazi Raiders. No, can't get too close to the town center yet. He needs to get out siege engineers, and I don't think he does have blacksmith. He does have pierce damage, which means this guy's doing 5 damage per volley. House of Learning not being researched, which will give him a handful of unique technologies, which I think like 2 of them are actually good. The rest are not. Like, one's like junk, 2 are meh, 2 are good. The Chinese player is pretty far away from aging up. There's nowhere near enough gold, and a bit far on food as well. He's using his handful of scouts here to grab more forest puppers, bring them from the low ground over here. Very nice. Science Scout is being pursued by the Ghazi Raider. We do have these crossbows advancing on forward. Another forest pupper here being picked on back. That may have been that one that was stolen over here. And does drop it there. He wants that forest puppy to go free. Simple. You're free, buddy. You're free. Run away. Zinchnu is advancing forward. Will Cross spot the House of Learning. Here's the research available. Increased carrying capacity is okay. What's really good is the Honed Blades getting +3 attack for his Lancers and Man at Arms, giving some significant more damage. Not as good as like the +4 damage that the Bruce can get, but of course it is available now and not Imperial Age. And technically free. Get some good damage there on those Zinchnus. Got some more of these forest puppers being liberated. This scout's trying to run away. Nope, he's going to get killed off now. There's no walls over here, so he can get easily overwhelmed. Ghazi Raider does pick up Science Scout, and Science Sheep could be ordered to go back home. It takes out the Exotic Doggo. And now the Ghazi Raider is dead, with a lot of holes in it. Became Porcupine to be in the forest. Its spirit animal is a porcupine. And it's in the forest where it belongs. We do have some of these berries now to collect on the field. And down south, these forest puppers are still being collected on up. Could potentially pull out another lumber camp over here. More barracks going up. There's a lot of Zinchnus, 61 Zinchnus on the field, and he does get a handful of spearmen. He's getting close to Castle Age. He needs to get out of Castle Age to perhaps get some more research. Going from Man at Arms or Lancers will be very useful against these Zinchnus, as they just have good armor. Forcing him with the Pierce Armor research will be very handy, and seeing what age he's in, he can get out additional Pierce Armor, though it does take a bit of time. And now do have the veteran Ghazi Raider now being pulled on out. Magano, that's a good item. Magano finds a really good hit there. After all, sticks is not very good versus the stones, and both yet will so break your bones. You have now these two Magnos pulled on field that will force back these Zinchnus no problem. Astronomical clock tower now being pulled on field, very nice. Here's some more taxes being collected. We got a good number of palisade walls going up. And now it's going for the veterans and Zinchnu. Could get some more research for them as well, like Pierce damage, that will greatly help them out. Man arms not being pulled on the field. They will soon have 6 Pierce armor. Zinchnus will soon to have, let's see, +1, +2, so soon to be 7 attacks, so they will have only 1 damage per arrow versus these man at arms. Of course, they will have a bit of trouble closing in on the Zinchnus. Zinchnus do have crossbow / man at arms speed. Man at Arms now pulling out some walls. Perfect usage for Man at Arms, right? All that heavy armor helps him out build wooden walls. You now have the Hardened Spearman research, very nice. Let's worry about those Ghazi Raiders. And it's getting a little bit passive in most, so let's fast forward a little bit of time. Let's see, what is Pink doing for food at the moment? Science now advancing forward. Does get his research up and going. What is Pink doing for food? I don't see actually a whole lot of food sources on the map for him. He's now trying to eye for these berries. He's going to go through that quickly. He could go for these berries. He's not inside his walls at the moment, so he may want to get out Palisade Gate, start walling off with one of his units. Because right now, food is actually a bit of a concern for Pink. He's actually really low food up there. Is it interrupting his village production? Soon to be. You can see here, this is his only food income at the moment. He could try and grab him some more forest peppers, but he has one scout. Yeah, he's bringing back these here. Very good. Signs being a bit passive, which is both good and bad. Those Mangonels still pose a massive threat, so he does have a good defense, that's for sure. Though he's lacking a severe amount of military, but these walls will hold back his opponent. Sign does get out of Spring Golds. He needs a batting ram. We got more Pierce damage now finally being researched for a Scion. We got that a bit of time ago. Pink's trying to go for a keep there. He needs to get those berries. Okay, he does have a bit of berries to work with. I was going to say he may want to drop those berries before start building the keep. Mangonel push way forward. Man-at-Arms actually doing a good job of holding back his opponent. Mangonel finds a good hit there. That Man-at-Arms absorbing so much damage allowed him to get this keep up quickly. Not sure if he realized it, but that's what I believe has happened. Going for pierce damage was good. Let's see, he does have 2 pierce armor, good. Plus 2 pierce armor, should say. Mangonel does see a bit of volley there, and takes it out as well. Does spot the keep there, so it's unable to advance this region. It's going to need to get out a counterweight trebuchet or a clock tower counterweight trebuchet. Got a moss going up, very nice. Is camping that relic there. And he will get stabbed there, but it may not be enough time. If he goes for Persian now, he may be able to get those spearmen. But Man-at-Arms going to push him forward as well. Of course, he has access to Force March. And that's Sign going for a line of walls, so that's going to be a great gatehouse. Sign's eyeing for a power play. There's his villagers. These Mangonels could, or Mangonel singular, could get a great hit there on his villagers, but he needs 2 to kill them off. He could go for hand. He could, once he builds some of these stone walls up, he could delete one, get Zunchnews on the high ground, giving him increased range as well. He can make usage of a wall as a hard point for the fight from. Pink should see this. Oh, and that monk is trying to push him forward. Spring also see a bit of arrows there. Great gatehouse will be deployed. Nothing going to be stopping it now. And it's maybe in range to keep there. Those, yeah, it is going to be in range to keep because those arrows do have 8 range, while the Nest of Bees emplacement does have 10 range, and they do siege damage, not range damage, so it will do full damage to the keep. That keep will not last long. Does take out a significant chunk of its health now, and it will continue to fire at it. You can send one villager to repair it, but it's going to be repairing the inevitable. Looks like he's out of, not out of it. He can build those rest of his walls there and put Zunchnews on top. That will greatly increase their range. It'll give them +2 range, 66% less range damage. And I think the Chinese have another benefit as well, getting bonus damage on top there. That Man-at-Arm gets gunned down there. Now it's Imperial Age, going for Imperial Palace as well, trying to advance the number of dynasties. If it goes for the other research such as the Elite Zunchnew and more pierce damage, they won't have a significant power spike. It'll be a great timing attack because if the Deadly Sultan does advance the next age very quickly, it will take a long time to get its pierce armor to counter out the Zunchnews' extra damage. There we go, got the Elite Zunchnew research now. There's going to be a very powerful timing attack for Scion. Scion does have some more village mode. He has, of course, 2 sound turrets. His opponent has 2 sounds as well, but he just not been mentioned in production compared to his opponent. Also got good granaries here, getting some good food income. Pink has been struggling a bit of food, but does have a good number of mills on the field. Doesn't look enough, however. Let's see, 1,300. Okay, he does have more food income than his opponent, so never mind. Ooh, great Mangonel hit there. He does have 2 of them there. The keep's now down half health. Does have forward protection here at Siege Workshops. More Sacred Sites being captured by Cyan as well. He's starting to close the gap. Pink is being a little bit too defensive. Not getting enough military force on the field and doesn't have a proper counter. He has no gold. He's not been able to secure from the gold deposit. He has not ventured out to the flanks. This one's not touchable. These are touchable. Noise has been maintaining secret sites. He does have a single trader in the field. Does not have these walls built at the moment. He needs to get out some villagers over there as well. That trade is critical and vital for him to keep alive. Magnol's facing the wrong direction. Fires a volley there. Gets some small damage there. Front line starting to be broken in. Takes out Magnol there. There's so many sprinkles there. There goes the other Magnol. That may be game. He has no gold. He's really not been pulling out enough military. Back at the Palace of Sultan being put on field. Way down here. Palace of Sultan. That gives him free tower elephants with gunpowder. But he's not going to make it. There's just too much force here. These engineers are not fully upgraded. He needs to get more pierce damage as well as incendiary arrows. Sacred Site victory there for Cyan. Yeah, I think Pink's out of the game. Even with that research, it's going to be a long time before they make benefit of his age up. Got Barons pushing forward, so they're going to get battle hardened as well. Can increase the health of max health of his palace guards. Townsend is firing with some arrows there. Ghazi Rider is advancing forward. Ghazi Raider. And Pink does back out of the game as well. I'm not sure what or Pink. It felt like I don't know what was going on. Pink just sounded like it just disintegrated all of a sudden. Like had no income, nothing. This is great saying thank you for watching and on to next replay. I'll have enough time for one more replay tonight. Let's see who I should try casting next. Come on out with the alt tab. Let's try him. Cast one earlier today with him. Oops. I thought I controlled seed, but I didn't. Let's see if we've got any replays. He has hidden his match history. We got Roofs. Hopefully goes for Roofs. And hidden. And hidden. And that name's too common there. Wonder which one's the real one. There we go. And a couple 4v4s. I don't cast 4v4s, not yet. Here we go. We got some replays here. 17 minutes. Nah. 21 minutes. I'm not a big fan of mirror matchups. 23 minutes, but it's on a custom map, so I may have trouble playing it. And here we go. Let's do Holy Roman Empire versus the English. I can feel my voice is starting to go out as well. So that's probably going to be my last replay for tonight. Greetings everyone, and great here for another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on bottom left side as Red Holy Roman Empire. We have Valder Mar 1902. On the right side as the Cyan English, we have Maltese. English versus Holy Roman Empire. English does of course have access to Vanguard Man-at-Arms, while his opponent does also have access to early Man-at-Arms. So we could see Man-at-Arms engaging each other. English does also have access to Longbowmen, which are generally very powerful, even versus Man-at-Arms. Overall, it looks like English may have a bit of a better matchup, but as the game starts progressing, the Holy Roman Empire and Man-at-Arms become much more powerful, while the English Man-at-Arms become much more resilient, but the damage will be overcome. Going for Aachen Chapel, not going for the unique blacksmith. The unique blacksmith does have some good technologies in there. Currently gain spearmen and horsemen +2 hack armor. But people don't usually go for that one, because the Aachen Chapel is probably, in my opinion, the most powerful landmark in Feudal Age. Because right here, he will has absurd gathering rate across tree, stone, and gold, and later on farms. The English will have more powerful farms later on. Got the council hall going on up. Got the nearby wood. He's also collecting a lot of stone. He's eyeing for a fast second town center. Got another town center over here as well. The Aachen Chapel providing a massive amount of income benefits. Getting the second town center up almost before his opponent even got his other town center started. And now these forest puppets are now going to be cleaned up by the English. He also deploys a mill over here to make sure he maintains good collection rate of those here. We're putting out some line of walls here. And now we do have scout. Neither side's going for any military units at the moment. So we got the initial scouts and prelate outposts here. Very nice. And that's just a scout there. You don't have to be that aggressive for a scout. Yes, you must. Council Hall's been scouted out there. No longbowmen just yet. And now we've got the Bulgrave Palace being put on the field. The Bulgrave Palace does act as a barracks with times 400 production rates, so it's basically 4 barracks. Does say 400 increase, uses 400% faster, so that maybe acts as 5. It's hard to say at the top of my head. Because sometimes when it says something like increased by 120%, it just generally means increased by 100%, or not 20%, 20%. But sometimes some games actually does mean 120% increased. That sort of thing. I guess one way to look at it is if there's another barracks on the field, we can compare the two. I got a big wave of man-at-arms being put on the field. Of course, the early man-at-arms opponent does have, of course, the King's Palace on the field, getting some crossbows out as well. That would be, and thanks to Council Hall, it acts as a fast archery range. It'll help him deploy a good number of crossbows. And he's going to need them quickly. The scout does spot this, so he does see these man-arms charging on forward. Does get some taps there. Zolok Doggo is trying to assist the scout as well. Crossbows moving down here. He hasn't realized the fact that he's rotating up here. Does have now the regular man-at-arms deployed on the field. Opponent's trying to go for more crossbows, a good item to counter with. But it'll take a bit of time to get them up in large enough numbers to deal with these man-at-arms. But they are streaming one at a time, so they can be focused down, swatted away like a nest of bees. Wait, that's not how that works. You don't want to swat away a nest of bees. You'll get really stung there. Got now a monster deployed on the field. Got a good number of these man-at-arms deployed on the field. Still needs more crossbow. Got 15 versus 6 military units. That's of course a network of castles here to increase these guys' attack speed. Very important, but now this crossbow is starting to get overran. Needs to get inside the town center. It's just doing a bit too much damage there. Crossbows just need to fall back to town center. These ones are trying to pursue this man-at-arms. Let's get that man-at-arms there. Those lose that crossbow there. These man-at-arms now hitting these villagers. He does, of course, have the King's Palace here. Does act as additional town center. So he can lose some and get recovered much more quickly. Right now, the village count is even. Man-at-arms or villagers start getting hit there. Does get inside the town center of some of these guys. Very good. They do have the Pierce Armor. So he actually went for the Pierce Armor. So these extra arrows will do 1 damage each. Scout receiving a bit of fire there, but providing some good information, telling him how many man-at-arms pushing forward. He is still building more man-at-arms at the moment. Zealous man-at-arms as well. 4 being cleaned on up. Does have a relic on the inside of there as well. We got 2 relics claimed by Red, 1 relic picked up by Cyan. Wheelbarrow now being researched by the Holy Roman Empire. And the scout does go down there. Losing Scout is a bit of a problem. It has right now 11 crossbows on the field. His opponent has 19 man-at-arms. They do have the same movement speed, though of course his opponent can't go for marching drills. Not sure. Did he already go for marching drills? Yep, he has already gone for marching drills, so never mind. Go for 2-handed swords as well, since he's not fighting against any man-at-arms himself. He can go for 2-handed swords, just get a bit of extra damage on these man-at-arms as well. Man-at-arms are now advancing down south. We've got these crossbows taking out an exotic doggo. Now just going to try to siege down this town center. It does have a good number of crossbows here for defense. Red's now going for some horsemen to overrun these crossbows. Very nice. That's why Stein's going to went for a couple spearmen. These man arms are now charging forward. These villagers need to get on the inside. Scout does close a gap there. He's not withdrawing these villagers in time. He has a couple crossbows here for defense. Comes at a firing away. Crossbows getting overran. He has not deployed on palisade walls that control the movement around his town. So these villagers are going down. Stein still has a slight village advantage, but he's losing villagers, of course. Some of these villagers are also wounded. He does have textiles. And he does have this monk here healing up this villager who's using his arrow. Got a pair of horsemen now put on the field. More man-at-arms as well. And now we've got some handful of walls there, trying to control some movement. Military Academy completed by whoever technically I've selected. Not sure who it was. It is Red technically I have selected. Red's not going for some farms here. Galactic Chapel is still providing some excellent gathering rate benefits across this front line there. I got some palisade, or not palisade, more farms going up. The stone is still being collected up as well. Exotic doggo does go down. He does get the two-handed weapons research, so now they have a little bit extra damage. He can go for some blacksmith hack damage as well. Taking out south, we've got a handful of spearmen here and a good number of crossbows, enough to hold back these horsemen, but there's still just a large number of man-at-arms here. Spearman does get some good damage there. Spearman does help the man-at-arms now. Of course, does have the network castles here to help increase the rate of fire of these crossbows. Does get the hardened spearman restrict there. He still does not have a proper front line to hold against these man-at-arms. This may want to go for mass spearmen to help hold the front line. They won't do much versus these man-at-arms, but they just have to hold it long enough for the crossbows to get some good damage on in. And right now, it's not looking good for Cyan. Horseman advancing on in as well. Man-at-arms getting focused down quite nicely. Network castles have been activated there as well. And now you just have to hit these horsemen, these crossbows that have got good support with the man-at-arms. I get a small spear brace there. Focus down some of these man-at-arms, very nice. And Red does get forced back there, slowly torching down this town center. Town center, of course, it's not the primary town center, so it does have half the health. Good damage there by the crossbows onto these man-at-arms. And most of the man-at-arms have gone down. Very good focus fire there. Now got the two-handed maces as well, so now they have anti-armor damage. It's definitely a good idea not to go for man-at-arms of its own. Generally, right now, if you need just something to hold the line, spearmen and man-at-arms both do equally as well versus his opponent's man-at-arms. So it's probably just better to go for spearmen and focus on going for crossbows, mangonels, and hand cannoneers to deal with those man-at-arms from now on. Right now, 3 relics have been claimed by Red, 1 relic claimed by Cyan. The last relic is located right here. which could be easily grabbed by the Holy Roman Empire player.
Sende mich an meine Arbeit.
Das soll mich überleben.
Got a number of stables here. Want some more horsemen. Well, other production at the moment, just using the stables and the Bolgrave Palace. Bolgrave. I just went for Landsknecks. Landsknecks are very powerful. They do have high damage, and they do have AoE damage as well. They can take apart Spearman no prime, and they are light armored, not heavy armor, so regular archers are better against them. In another case, long bowmen. Sign's going for a big wave of walls there, establishing his own front line. Let's see, do you have this gold deposit here? Could be claimed up by Cyan. Down here, got 2 gold deposits down here, contestable, but more likely on the red side. This gold deposit and stone deposit is quite safe in Cyan's side of the territory. Horseman facing forward, Spearman on the wrong side. Let's get some good damage down on those horsemen. Got a handful of Landsknecks now pulling field, getting some good damage there. Landsknecks, I believe they can go up like 32 damage, something really absurd. If we find one, we'll click on it. There's a Landsknecht there. Right now the damage is 18. Yeah, fully upgraded in Imperial 8. They are actually really powerful. Cyan right now has a larger military force in the field. His opponent may just need to go for more horsemen. He does have a handful of spearmen here, so getting a handful of longbowmen. Nothing too significant. Now got a second side captured up by red. Cyan, oh, that's red captured that one as well. Cyan's trying to go for a line of palisade walls. Their outpost has the relic and spring golden placement on the inside. Now going for a keep here as well. Going for the outpost first to get a network of citadel or a network of castles pulled out on the field. And now got these no spear versus there. Let's get some good damage on the horsemen. Trying to go for this keep there, but there's not a lot of villagers here. 3, that's not a lot. That keep probably needs to be cancelled and force him back, though he's right now not hitting his villagers, but his front line is disintegrating. I don't think it's going to get that keep up. Horseman now overrunning, so is the man armed, and he's far from completing the castle. Cancel it and fall back. Got more villagers pushing me forward. There's the rest of the builders. But then now he's lacking any sort of military there. Let's send in more villagers. The villagers need to fall back. Now seeing some torch damage on that keep, which will reduce this refund. A couple of those villagers do go down. Let's cancel it now.
I think they list that. We are beyond this hour.
Outpost going down. We're making way forward. Let's get some damage there on the man at arms. Horseman does go down there. Horseman trying to stop those villagers building the outpost. That will provide network castles. Right now, Cyan has less villagers than his opponent, even though he does have more town centers. Having trouble with all these horsemen. Not any additional Landsknecks on the field at the moment. Over here, we do now have these horsemen advancing forward, trying to find some harassment on these villagers. Does torch around this little bit of hole there. But it looks like they will be forced back by these spearmen. There are some spearmen on the retreat. They could get some good damage as well. Tower does not get built, but it's not fully destroyed either. We now got the Outlock Palace now being deployed on the field. Being put out right there. This will provide a powerful keep with extra weapons, right? No. Next keep, increased health, and nearby buildings will get less damage, receive less damage. Nothing too significant, just a okay defensive landmark. Nothing too crazy like Red Palace or Berkshire Palace. Crossbow will get overran there. Elsbach Palace not being pulled on field. Getting closer to complete. Spearman should spot that. Got some villagers here as well. Maganol advancing force well. Tower's not been fully filled. Going for another tower on the back line. And there, the Elsbach Tower is now complete. Does get inside there as well. Does not have any weapon placement upgraded. Now we got the Vinegard Palace now being put on field. A relatively rare one. Berkshire casts such powerful defensive plays and people just usually go for that. But this does give them access to unique banner armies as well as some unique units. I don't know how effective those unique units are in this matchup. I've never really seen the Vanguard Rangers being put on field. The other man-at-arms, like a man-at-arms unit. The Vanguard, something. And then the first one does get like a Vanguard army, which doesn't give me unique units, but you get a pretty cheap trebuchet from it. Let's see what's called. The Vanguard army produces 2 spearmen, 2 crossbows, and a trebuchet. That already costs less than a trebuchet, so you get a very cheap trebuchet, as well as some. Sure, it costs a bit more. No, that's about the same right amount of gold, but you get a pretty cheap trebuchet right there. Vanguard Raiders, 3 horsemen, 3 knights. I'm not sure, can't really do the math of that. I'm not sure what the Vanguard Rangers exactly do. The Vanguard footmen, I believe, are just faster footmen. Now I do have, of course, the elite crossbow research there, trying to deal with these men-at-arms. You may want to transition to some hand-cannoneers. They like putting holes in everything. So a bit more effective against horsemen as well as the men-at-arms. Of course, they do have less range. Maganel and Springbolt trying to gauge. Gets a great hit there onto the Maganel. Does get a kill there onto one of the Maganels now. Springbolt getting some good damage as well. Or Maganel onto Maganels. Now got a bandit army being put on field. That's the one with the trebuchet. There it is. See up here. Damage on the horseman. Pull the line. Maganel finds good quality there. Bombard now pushing forward, trying to break down that wall. Springbolt advancing forward, trying to hit these siege weapons. Finds good hit there on the Maganel. The other Maganel does find a hit on the Bombard. Does take out the Maganel. So yeah, the palisade wall will stay up. Maganel does not get a great shot there. Got some villagers throwing some archers hit there. Cannoneers need to start advancing forward along the walls to get some good holds on in their opponent. Right now, Sign has a smaller army than Red. Right now, they're both throwing everything they have. There is a big breach there. Sign has not been able to patch it up. There is now... No, he does manage to close it now. Does get some good damage there. Does get a hit there. And the Palisade Gate does go down. Cannoneers getting some damage on in. He's trying to pull the line. His Maganel is going down. Now it's going to be a big dog pile right there. We got a good amount of reinforcements coming on in, but they're just in a general A move forward. Or no, then not rally, but it is an A move forward. Cannoneers getting some good damage there. Doesn't have access to chemistry just yet, so they only do 35 damage, so still a significant amount. Trebuchet now trying to hit some of these other siege weapons. Springbolt does find a hit there on the Bombard. Red's front line has mostly gone away, thanks to his hand cannoneers. But still too many Maganels here. Finds a massive hit there with those hand cannoneers. There goes. He takes the tower there as well. Getting out closures, that's now to the veteran horseman research. He's trying to. There's also Culverin and Maganels here. That's a lot of siege weapons here. And emplacement research on the outpost, so may want to get out fortified as well. Needs a bit of stone. I think Sign has stones. Cannoneers needs good damage there. Finds good hit down the outpost. He does have court architects for increased health. Or whatever additional health research. He does have a unique one as well. They can research. Let's see which one he has gotten. He's gotten to the, what's called, not extra materials, improved fortification, whatever. The unique research, not court architects. Maganel's Bombards can hit there on the Spearmen. hits the melee force there. Not this very powerful range force. Springald's trying to advance them forward. Culverins have been pulled back, but they went down 1 to 2. Guess he got one of the Mangonels there. Villager of a Torch does go down. Unable to get the rest of these siege units there. These units need to fall back. The counterweight Trebuchet should see a bit of a beating as well. More Spearmen, more hand cannons advancing forward, but they're just being rallied forward and not moved forward. Horsemen overrun the Springalds. He does have additional Springald here, but can't be losing them. 2 Springalds do go down. Does save the other Springald. This tower has not gone up, but says network of castles here. He does not have network of citadels yet. Bombards against forward as well as Maganel. Finds a volley there, taking out Spearman. Villagers need to be pushing back. They repaired the Springald. Now Sign needs to take time to rally his forces. He's having a bit of trouble. He could perhaps go for some bannered army again. Maganel finds some misses there. And Armstrong charging forward and find some other engagement. Red's forcing on breaking on through. Sign has not been able to maintain the front line. And Kenya's now pulling up more than pulling on field. He's trying to get them all out on the field, but right now he's just having trouble to maintain the front line. Needs more Spearmen. That'll help pull back the Horsemen. Allows Kenya to get some good damage on the Man-at-Arms. Now he's starting to advance his choke point there, which is a very good sign that will slow down his opponent. Now got a single longbowman on the field. He's a good damage over here. And Kenya's advancing on forward. Maganel's finding a pretty good hit there on these hand cannons. It doesn't have chemistry just yet, so it doesn't get any additional damage. But right now the Man-at-Arms are just sneak right into these hand cannons. It does have a network castle there, greatly increasing attack speed. Over and firing away, got a forward to keep now pulled by Red. He does not have access to emergency repairs. He is pulling forward council for emergency repairs. Upon seeing that keep there, he may want to go for another Vanguard army. And some extra Spearmen and Crossbows would not hurt him either. Watch continue producing that. Got more Trebuchets as well as Crossbows. Let's have these Vanguard Rangers here. If you want to take a look at them, they do 14 damage plus 12 versus light melee. I don't know if they're affected by by longbow research. They do have 9 tile range, which I believe longbow's range is 7. They do fire farther than regular longbows. I believe they do hit hard as well. Doesn't have any pierce damage to go along with them. Oh, no, it does have too. No pierce armor though, but he's not fighting against things that uses ranged attacks. McKinney getting some good damage there. Looks like they're starting to fall back, trying to avoid additional damage. Maganel's find a massive volley there. More horsemen charging forward, trying to overrun these Maganels, trying to deal with these siege weapons. This range army just got annihilated by those Maganels. It's not scattered formation. And they receive another deadly hit there. Losing those range units like that to the Maganels, which is game ending. As Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. And that's going to be my last replay for tonight. My voice is starting to go out. So everyone, thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and get some good